following is a presentation of the Pontywood Sports Network.
Welcome to the Wright Chrysler Dodge Ram pregame show. Just like the big game, you have to be prepared. And the same holds true when it comes to buying your next vehicle. So be prepared by going to WrightChryslerDodgeJeep.com. That way you're ready to go when you hit the lot. Now it's time for us to get you ready for the big game. The Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram pregame show starts now.
Good evening, Rough Rider fans, and welcome to the Ranch, the home of the Riders at Rough Rider Field. And it's also a night of district football play. Hello, everyone. I'm Rob Payne, and to my right is Chris Watlington. And Chris's team started off hot winning in first two games. Since then, 4 consecutive losses.
Yes, sir. 2 of the losses were more or less expected. North DeSoto in week 3 looking to win a state championship over there in Louisiana under a legendary coach. Carthage last week, same, except the Bulldogs and their legendary coach are the current defending champions. Week 5, Madisonville was a victory in every way except the scoreboard. We dominated all statistical categories, so a disappointment, not a surprise. The only shocker, I guess, was the homecoming loss to Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't have been too surprised with that. These Bulldogs haven't lost since that night, and they're the 3A's number 11 team. But we do expect the losing streak to stop tonight, Rob.
We certainly do, Chris. The Bullard Panthers are in town for tonight's second district game, and though the Riders are heavy favorites, Coach Brown has been certain to not to look past these Panthers.
Bullard is going to obviously be well coached. Coach Bradford does a great job over there. They've got a lot of size. That's something that they kind of already are always known for, is how big they are up front on offensive and defensive lines, and it's how well they execute. They know what they have to do, and they do a good job of getting after it.
All right, folks, here we go. Over the next 25 minutes, JBA Financial brings us a preview of the game from Coach Brown. Campbell's Portable Buildings brings us a look at the other teams in the district and county and where they stand. Center Motor will take running back Jeremy Bluford to the neutral zone for a visit about tonight's challenge. And Gaddy's Medical Supply will take us down to the field for the Rain Smith and a chat with one of our cheerleaders.
Well, we'll get you ready for the game in about 60 seconds. The Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep pregame show here on YouTube with the Northeast Texas Sports Network. Rough Riders and the Panthers as the district schedule continues. We'll get you ready next.
What's that old State Farm slogan, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there? Well, that could not be a better description than Chris Mayfield of Mayfield State Farm. Since he came to town close to 20 years ago now, he has been the quintessential good neighbor. The same thing true of his insurance agency, Chris Mayfield State Farm.
NETSN and Pontywood Sports Network say thank you to the sponsors who back the Riders all year long.
Ace Hardware is the place.
Center Tire, always tops in tires, now expanding their service.
And Covington Lumber, your third generation supply store and lumber yard.
Welcome back to the Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep pregame show, ladies and gentlemen. And what a way to kick off the pregame show, to go straight to the counselor for his pregame brief. Good evening, counselor.
Good evening, Rob Payne. So this is an extremely important football game for both teams. We just come off a loss to Carthage, and much like Penn State, you only want Carthage to beat you once, right? You don't want just put those guys in their rearview mirror.
Who's Penn State losing to more than
Oregon.
once?
They lost to Oregon 3 times, and their coach got fired because they lost to Oregon, 3 times. Yeah. But this is a game we've normally handled Bullard, but Bullard has gotten better every year. This is the same coach running the same system, and Bullard continues to get better and better, and they get bigger and bigger with more folks coming in from Tyler. I do some work in that area, and I know Bullard is continuing to grow, continuing to get more athletes come in there. So this game is, it's vital for the Rough Riders. We have to have it, and Bullard probably has to have it, because we're going to be looking at, Athens, and then us, and then kind of everybody else. There's only 2 spots. We want one, and Bullards want the other one. So they believe because we're wounded, because we've lost 4 in a row, then they think they can beat us.
Yeah.
And hope is dangerous.
Hope is dangerous. I like that.
So with that, Mr. Payne, the defense rests.
Thank you, Counselor. Always great to hear you weigh in on what we can look forward to tonight. And the Rough Riders looking forward to a first district victory tonight here at the ranch. Meanwhile, in the pregame show, we'll move on to the injury report, and we're happy to report that the Rough Riders are injury-free.
As of Wednesday, unless something happened in practice that we don't know about, we should be 100%.
All right, that's good to hear, too. Let's take a break, and we'll come back for more pregame show here on NETSN.
Hope Community Medicine is a nonprofit faith initiative with the primary mission of providing quality health care to the people of East Texas, regardless of race, religion, socioeconomic status, or ability to pay. At Hope Community Medicine, they want to be the leading deep East Texas care provider recognized for their outstanding patient care, innovative technologies, programs, and medicines, as well as a highly motivated and distinguished staff. Hope Community Medicine, founded in faith, focused on family.
One of the things that Scott Watson was passionate about was staying up to date. He wanted his facility to be comfortable, but not comfortable like you remembered it growing up. From the lobby to the spacious and modern chapel, Watson & Sons never stops getting better. The Watsons, their family serving yours.
Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center proudly supports all the students and schools of the Piney Woods. Stop by the lot and feel free to check out all the wonderful vehicles we have to offer, no matter what adventure you're planning on taking. We have a wide selection of used vehicles and a service department that can service your vehicle. Get all the info you need about your next vehicle online. That way you're prepared for your car deal when you hit the lot. Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It's the Wright Chrysler pregame show. It's time now for everybody's favorite. That's the Cheerleader Spotlight brought to you by Gaddy's Medical. Turn it over to you, Chris Wallington.
Okay. Well, what has been one of our longest running segments. It's been going for a long time. I wanted to make sure that the PA speaker was off. Where now we go to Rain Smith. Rain, you down there?
Yes, sir.
Who are you visiting with?
All right. What's your name?
Fallon Mackey.
Alrighty. So how long have you been a cheerleader?
I've been a cheerleader since I was 5, so around 11 years.
Lovely. Alrighty. So how do you like these pep rallies on Friday where we don't have school?
I love them, and I love the vibe.
Lovely. We're at Rough Rider Field tonight. Which is your favorite, home games or away?
Home games, of course.
Alrighty. So here's your football question. Bullard's offense wants to run the ball straight ahead. If you're the center coach, what do you tell your guys?
You got a group tackle, but also remember your assignment.
Whoa, lovely. Know it like the back of your hand. All right, thank y'all.
Rain, our cheerleaders know more football than most people's linebackers.
Yes, sir.
It's awesome. There you go. That is Rain Smith, our sideline reporter. Appreciate the help, and we're going to hear from the very group that brings us that and have for the last 10 or 12 years, Gaddy's Medical. We'll be right back.
Gaddy's Medical Supply. It's your one-stop shop for the supplies and the equipment that you need as you go along your recovery. Their compassionate and knowledgeable staff is there to help you as you get better. Gaddy's Medical Supply.
Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center proudly supports all the students and schools of the Piney Woods. Stop by the lot and feel free to check out all the wonderful vehicles we have to offer, no matter what adventure you're planning on taking. We have a wide selection of used vehicles and a service department that can service your vehicle. Get all the info you need about your next vehicle online. That way you're prepared for your car deal when you hit the lot. Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center.
Everybody, welcome back. Again, it's the Wright Chrysler pregame show. Thanks to JBA Financial, who always brings us our coach talk, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, soccer, whatever it may be. We can count on JBA Financial. That's John Black and Associates, who was my coach, Chris Wallington.
Good stuff. He's still involved with coaching.
Now, you sat down and you were able to talk to Coach Nick Brown after the Nick Brown show the other night to talk more about these Bullard Panthers and going Panther hunting, I think you said.
Panther hunting.
Coach, as we get ready for Bullard, how has practice been? How's your preparation been coming out of the game against Carthage?
Well, I mean, like I said, the practice has been really well. The kids have responded very well. You can go one of two ways. You can let a team beat you twice and kind of dwell on it and feel sorry for yourself, and you can bounce back and understand we got another game Friday against a new opponent and got to get better. And our kids have responded very well, and practice has been good.
That's great. And Bullard is on offense. They want to run, yes? And that's actually good for center.
It works well into what we do well, yes, sir.
What do they do? What's their alignment? Who makes it go on offense?
So their quarterback is a very good, I guess, better way. He's a good manager of the game. Like he executes the offense very well. He understands when to pull the ball and run, or when to throw the screens or the RPOs. He does a really good job with that. And their running back is probably the guy that makes it go. And then they have a tight end that they'll put in the backfield and move him around. And he is a very good run blocker.
All right. And then defensively, what do they show you?
So they're a multiple front, so they'll give you a 4-man front or a 3-man front. I think they base out of a 3-3 stack. They're going to move around a lot, stun a lot. They like to bring pressure. Their inside linebackers are very fast, move the ball well, good tacklers. And so we're going to have to make sure that we do a good job, getting off those combos up front, getting to the second level. But yeah, they're very good defensively, and going to be. Obviously you're not going to take any opponent lightly, but they're going to be one you're going to have to match their physicalness if you're going to stay in the football game.
Okay. Thanks, Coach. Yep. We'll talk to you post-game. JBA Financial Services brings you Coach Talk, and there's a reason for that. John Black knows that when you're preparing for an important game, you need a plan, and they'd like to be a part of the details, the X's and O's of that plan. He's put together a good team, a coaching staff that would help you and your family get where they want to go. At JBA Financial Services, they're working to secure your family's future. We say thank you to these fall sponsors who bring you Rough Rider football all fall long. Chris Mayfield State Farm, Shelby County's good neighbor. Down Home Storage. Take your down home clutter to Down Home Storage. At Joe's, it's not just a car wash, it's a car spa. McAdams Propane, keeping you warm in the winter and your outdoor kitchen going all season long. And Watson & Sons Funeral Home, their family, serving yours.
Hey, y'all got a dirty truck.
Well, then take it to Joe's Car Spa for a spa day.
At Joe's, they make them shine.
And they're standing by to work with the community.
They was elected best of Shelby County this year, and it's called Joe's, but it probably ought to be called Reed, since Reed Grant owns it.
So, Billy Don, when it's time for your car or truck to have a spa day, where do you take it?
I don't know where.
Have you sustained a bone, joint, work, or sports injury? Problems with mobility or movement? Suffer with pain? Contact Azalea Orthopedics. Our specialists serve patients across East Texas. For proven, trusted medical care, you have a choice. Demand Azalea.
Batters Law Firm is your first choice in personal injury law. Jeff Batters and his staff lead the way in the area with best of Nacogdoches and best of Lufkin votes over the last several years. If your case matters, it's got to be Batters.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It's the Wright Chrysler pregame show here. Now it's time for Chris Wallington to go up to the blimp and say hello to Captain Jay Matley, who is up there piloting the blimp again tonight.
Yeah, Jay, tonight I see it. It's beautiful the way you kind of parked it just right in our vision.
Well, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that.
How's it going up there?
Man, it's been good. I mean, beautiful evening. Definitely feel the fall weather rolling in.
Yeah.
It's starting to cool off a little. This is awesome.
Finally, that's good. I know you were sweating the paper test, the test you took for your license. That's not an easy one. How did that go?
It was all right. I had to bargain. I actually failed it, but I bargained with the instructor. So
hey, whatever it takes. You're doing a fine job as far as
Hey,
I can tell.
a D minus is good enough for us.
It doesn't transfer, but it's good enough for us.
Hey, I'll take it. If it's good enough, it's good enough. Huh?
That's very good. We had a game last night in the county. Shelbyville beat Timpson in a squeaker, 17-14. Now, that
Yes,
was
sir.
one of our important games, but what are the other games you'll be following tonight?
Yes, sir. We have some good ones. We have the Brownsboro Bears facing off against the Rusk Eagles.
Yes, sir.
And then we have the San Augustine Wolves going up against the Garrison Bulldogs.
Big one, yeah.
And we have the Athens Hornets against the Carthage Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's the number 1 and 2 in our district right now. We'll just see how good Athens is.
Yes, sir.
And if that sounds like a good lineup. Appreciate you following that and piloting our aerial coverage.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Talk to you at halftime.
All right. Bye-bye.
It's Jay Matney. He's a Texas A&M Aggie. And you can tell by the way he flies. It's just, it's
straight ahead.
It's Aggie-like.
Chris, drive into the stadium now. I notice a lot of people have Halloween decorations out.
Yeah.
It's a shame to people that keep those covered up under a tarp in the backyard. When you could go to Campbell Portable Buildings and get a portable building, you spend a lot of money on decorations. Halloween, Christmas, and then you store them in your carport and you keep your car parked outside. No. Go talk to John Jenkins at Campbell Portable Buildings.
Yeah.
Get a building, store your decorations in it, ground level storage.
That's right.
Campbell Portable Buildings.
Hey, if you got a kid that's irritating you, you can go get you a portable building and store that kid out there too.
Yeah, make it a playground.
Like you, Wally.
My dad did that. So yeah, don't let your spooks and your pumpkins and all that get tarnished.
That's a good idea. Yes.
Well, that's time for the area roundup brought to you by those very folks. Last week, Athens beat Brownsboro big. Bullard beat Rusk pretty big, 24-7. Of course, Carthage took care of us, and our boy Coach Meeks beat Maybank with Henderson 61-20. That was pretty exciting. This week, here's what's up. Bullard is at center, obviously. We are picked to win by 3 touchdowns. Rusk and Brownsboro are in the bottom of the district, and Brownsboro is visiting Rusk, and the result is an even pick. No one's picked. They are absolutely apples to apples. Carthage is the number 1 team. Athens is number 13. Just guess, how many points is Carthage picked to beat Athens?
28.
Almost exactly, 27. That's how good Carthage is. We'll see if it pans out. That is, as far as the county games go, Garrison at St. Augustine's the big one. But Timpson losing to Shelbyville evens everything up.
Yep.
So all it takes is one loss from Garrison, and the district championship will be awfully cloudy and murky. That is your area roundup, brought to you by Campbell Portable Buildings, Mr. Charge.
All right, folks, we'll hear from Campbell's and a couple of other sponsors. When we come back, it'll be our neutral zone brought to you by Center Motor Company.
Hey, Pug, come with me to Campbell Portable Buildings. You'd be surprised the variety of buildings you'll see.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm not going with you to a portable building store. If I go there, I'm going to see buildings that are portable.
Well, sure, but those portable buildings can be turned into permanent elegance. They come in all sizes, shapes, and purposes, from storage to a beautiful dining or office space.
Oh, yeah, Campbell's. Yeah, I knew that.
You know that Center Glass can fix your cracked windshield. But for the experts at Center Glass, fixing a windshield is just the beginning. Center Glass can also renovate your bathroom, turn your fixtures and shower into something entirely new and unique to your home.
The team at McAdams Propane is committed to fueling generations of East Texans, and the work Billy Bob and Lisa McAdams started is growing under Josh's leadership. What began in Center has grown into Livingston and Marshall, Henderson and Carthage. For propane, it's McAdams.
Everybody, welcome back. We're Inner Sandman in the background. It's time for our neutral zone, where Chris Wallington caught up with old number 1, Bluford.
Jeremy
Bluford, where he talked about a number of things. Let's hear from them right now.
Lou, thanks for being with us. I appreciate it. And going into the Bullard game, tell us something about, I want to know two things. Number one, what's something about the center offense that will either look better or different, either running game or passing game, but I know you know the running game better this week than it has in the past. Get ready for Bullard.
I think the running game and the passing game are going to be better because we've been working a lot more with it. And the quarterbacks and receivers, they've been working on their craft and stuff a lot more. And we're getting the O-line and stuff straightened out. And I think it's going to be a good week for both.
Like, what's one thing with the O-line and you, what's one thing in particular that might be better now than it's been in the past?
I think they're going to move their feet a lot better and drive. When they lock on and drive them, they move their feet.
Okay. Secondly, what is something about Bullard that makes them, you know, their defense anyway, different from the defenses you've seen to this point?
Nothing really different. Everyone's kind of the same thing as Madisonville did.
Okay.
It's basically the same thing.
So it's not anything that you are, I mean, I know you're not scared of it, but nothing you're concerned about.
No, sir. They just run base defenses. Nothing special.
Okay. Well, good. Thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
Yes, sir.
When you think Center Motor Company, Billy Don, what do you think?
Trucks, and more trucks.
They have pre-owned vehicles.
Yep, and a lot of them's are trucks from all brands, makes, and models. But the Ford trucks, man, they got a fleet of them.
Yes, they do.
Come on down to the corner of Hutcherson and Hurst, Center Motor. Hey, if you're like me, lots of stuff is collected off up at your homestead. Call it down-home clutter. Well, the good news is there's a place for it. You ain't got to have a garage sale or a bonfire. You can take your down-home stuff to down-home storage. That's what I did.
Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center proudly supports all the students and schools of the Piney Woods. Stop by the lot and feel free to check out all the wonderful vehicles we have to offer, no matter what adventure you're planning on taking. We have a wide selection of used vehicles and a service department that can service your vehicle. Get all the info you need about your next vehicle online. That way you're prepared for your car deal when you hit the lot. Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center.
Well, folks, as we're winding down the pregame show and getting ready for kickoff, we sure would like to thank our pregame sponsors, Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Center Glass, Hope Medical, Gaddy's Medical Supply, JBA Financial, Campbell Portable Buildings, Bowles Feed, and Ray Jones Chevrolet.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for the Wright Chrysler pregame show. Thanks to all the sponsors that Rob just mentioned. We come back, it'll be time for the kickoff. You're watching the Center Rough Riders versus the Bullard Panthers here live on NETSN.
Welcome to the Wright Chrysler Dodge Ram pregame show. Just like the big game, you have to be prepared. And the same holds true when it comes to buying your next vehicle. So be prepared by going to WrightChryslerDodgeJeep.com. That way you're ready to go when you hit the lot. Now it's time for us to get you ready for the big game. The Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram pregame show starts now.
Good evening, Rough Rider fans, and welcome to Week 7 of the Rough Rider season and Game 2 of the District season. Directly in front of me are the Rough Riders and visiting Bullard Panthers, but to my right, longtime broadcast partner Chris Watlington. Chris, we have a district game to win tonight and a losing streak to snap tonight.
Rob, you ain't lying. The Rough Riders haven't won since just after Labor Day, and they take a 2-4 record and a state 37 ranking into our game tonight. Bullard's 1-0 in district play, and Center's 0-1. But Bullard's victory came against the last place Rusk Eagles, and Center's loss came against the defending champs up the road in Carthage. So yes, Center does hope to get off the schneid as a 3-touchdown favorite against a team ranked 30 spots below us.
So it's a good opportunity at home tonight. Now, over to Watlington's right is the counselor, Stephen Shires. Counselor, you've spoken to Coach Brown, and you have an idea of what we're facing this evening.
Right. We're facing a program, again, that the coach has been there for a number of years, a power running attack that want to control the clock, limit our possessions, and they play good, solid defense.
So it's a good opportunity at home tonight. You've heard the counselor's view. Here's what Coach Brown had to say about these Panthers.
Bullard is going to obviously be well coached. Coach Bradford does a great job over there. They've got a lot of size. That's something that they kind of already are always known for, is how big they are up front on offensive and defensive lines, and just how well they execute. They know what they have to do, and they do a good job of getting after it.
Thanks, Coach. And that should do it, everyone. Thank you for joining PSPN. That's the Pineywood Sports Network via NETSN here on YouTube. It's the Rough Riders. It's the visiting Bullard Panthers. And we'll bring you the Shelby Savings Bank kickoff coming up here next.
Shelby Savings Bank has come a long way since it was established in 1982, and the good folks that work at Shelby Savings Bank really enjoy doing things in the community and for the community. And they would like to encourage everyone to please shop local. For all your banking needs, please visit these wonderful Shelby Savings Bank locations, with 2 locations in Center, locations in St. Augustine, Palestine, and Lindale.
All right, everybody, it's time for our Center Road Company keys to the game. What you think, Chris Wallington?
Stop the running game and limit their possessions and time. You know, I think it starts with defense, and then on offense, what do you think, Counselor?
I think we just got to stop getting the pre-snap penalties, something that we did not have the first couple of games and just recently have been having those.
Hard to explain.
I would like to announce the captains for tonight. 4 seniors: Cody Atkinson, number 55, Jamie Jenkins, number 50, Eric Arroyo, and number 15, Grant Gregory, captains for tonight. Center won the coin toss but deferred. Right. So Bullard will start with the ball, and Center will start with the ball in the second half.
And that means we need to pop a pep.
We do, and I brought some.
You did. Thank you, Rob.
And they're on ice.
That's what I'm talking about.
A beautiful night, a beautiful October evening for football here in the Ranch. The Bullard Panthers in their white jerseys with blue numbers and blue sleeves, blue stripe down the pants, white helmets. Rough Riders in their purple jerseys with gold numbers and purple helmets. Looking at your televisions and radios, the Riders are on your right, kicking off from right to left. A couple of guys deep around the 15 and 20-yard line. And guys, let's pop this pepper right now.
Let's do it. That's mighty fine.
Mighty fine. All right, the Center Rough Riders kicking off. Pablo Huichapa handling the duties from the 40-yard line. And let's get ready for some football. The Shelby Savings Bank kickoff is in the air. It's a deep, booming kick that bounces into and out of the back of the end zone for a touchback, which, folks, do you realize how important the kicking game is? When you have a kicker like that who can boot the ball out of the end zone and limit a return. When you limit a return, then you can limit possible errors, blocking errors, lots of things. So Huichapa does a terrific job.
You notice how important that is really more when the game's close.
Yeah.
And those kinds of things can be the difference maker. And we'll see if that's the deal tonight.
The Panthers will start at their 25-yard line, and the quarterback in the shotgun. You heard the counselor tell you that the Panthers want to control the clock, run the ball. 2 receivers out to the right side, 1 back in the backfield. Quarterback's lined up, and the referees are about to say, all right, they're ready to go. The offensive line goes down in position, and let's see. Snap, give, right up the middle. That's what the Panthers want to do. And breaking through to the secondary, to the 40, to midfield, and ridden out of bounds around the Rider 45-yard line for a 30-yard run for the Panthers.
Short of a score on first down, that's about the worst start for the Rough Rider defense.
I didn't pop my pepper, Chris Wallen.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
There we go.
First down for the Panthers in Rider territory after a 29-yard run.
29, and that's the way they want to do it. It's between the tackles, right up the middle, and it has worked for them. When it's worked, it's what's happened and worked for them all season.
Empty backfield. Now they have a man in motion. Quarterback back to pass, but the ball comes out of the quarterback's hand, and as he's bringing it under control, 3 Rough Riders are in the backfield to sack the quarterback for a pretty big loss.
Yeah,
for the Panthers.
Jace Radney back there, number 34, which is Simmons, of course. Of course, you know, he's been a little bit quiet the last few games, but good. That's a good sign when we have Simmons' name called, Chris Wallen.
Yeah, it's been a while. You're right.
10-yard loss, 2nd down and 20 for the Panthers. The play, the snap was good, but the quarterback pulled his arm back to throw, and the ball just slipped out of his hand.
Yeah, he was just looking at something else, I think. Not paying attention, looking downfield.
2nd and 20 for the Panthers. Snap, give, right up the middle again, but this time the Riders are ready and shut that play down at the line of scrimmage, 3rd down and 20.
Yeah, that's what the Rough Rider defense is supposed to look like.
All right, so we got the nasty combo. Number 21, Cody Atkinson, and number 15, the captain, Grant Gregory, in on that stop.
Yeah, between the two of them, they are in on a lot of stops.
Yeah.
3rd down, and a big 3rd down here. If the Riders can hold, they'll have pretty good field position. Force a punt. Let's see if they can limit some gain here. Snap, quarterback back under some pressure, but avoids a sack and heads forward.
Whoa.
Fumble.
Ball
official. Came out, but the about a 2-yard pickup for the quarterback, maybe
Rough
3.
Riders have it.
But the Rough Riders have the ball.
That's great.
After the Rider defense causes a fumble.
So about as good a start as you could ask for the Panthers, and then disaster. A fumbled snap, a 0-yard gain, and then on 3rd down a fumble and give it to the Rough Riders.
And both times when the Panthers went back to pass, seemed like the quarterback was a little ill at ease.
Mm-hmm.
One that time the ball slipped out, and that time he just panicked and ran.
I don't blame him. I think I would have panicked.
Yeah, there were 2 purple jerseys in the backfield immediately, and but he was able to avoid them. Meanwhile, the ball came out, and the Riders pick up the fumble. 1st down for center from the Panther 47-yard line.
This is what I want to see. I want to see the Rough Rider offensive line get back to form.
All right.
Oh, we fumbled it.
Now the ball comes loose as the running back hits the line of scrimmage.
I think we got it back, though.
I can't tell, but
well,
actually
Bullard
says they have it, and Mr. Whitehat said, I agree, you do have it. So we exchange turnovers here right at the center and midfield, and Bullard will come up with the ball.
Yeah, a 1-play drive. And I didn't see it to be in a contact. I think he just –
No, there was not a good quarterback running back exchange there.
That's what I was afraid of. So just like that, the Panthers are back.
Bullard offense comes back out on the field.
New life with the man in motion and the snap.
And coming to the right, and the Riders are there on the edge after about a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah.
As the running back,
number 19,
takes midfield.
Atkinson is there again, of course.
Yeah.
So is 19.
Okay, Radney was the one that made the initial, stop on the play.
And that's the younger Radney.
Okay.
We got the Radney brothers.
Radneys. We have the Yeagus brothers and Radney brothers.
Yeah, yes. And of course, 54. Yeah, Jace made the big stop. I mean, made the fumble. I'm sorry, the big sack earlier on. Sorry, I'll get that right in a minute. All right.
All right, give on a man coming around the left-hand side. Number 10 running the ball for the Panthers. He's close to that first down marker. That's Gavin Skaggs, a sophomore.
We're going to be about a yard short, it looks like to me.
He is. 3rd down and 1, Mr. Shires.
A short one, but still.
Yep. So on 3rd down, it'd be great for the Riders to hold here or maybe cause another turnover.
I imagine this is 4-down territory. They're going to have to hold twice, I bet.
They can do it.
Sure.
Well, this would be a time to run a play action pass.
Quarterback under center, which we haven't seen much this season from any of the opponents.
Quarterback sneak.
He's going to just take it across. Quarterback sneak, keeps it, and the indication is they have the first down.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think he clearly got it.
We talked to Coach Brown about his defensive goals.
I think, again, defensive goals, I mean, the biggest thing is, we work on stuff and then we do things here and there. But I think, again, it's the kids feeling confident in what they're doing. Their comfort level is getting better and better every week. They're getting more confident with putting themselves in positions and putting themselves in situations. And so tonight I think the big thing is just to go out and have fun. We told them the big message this week was stay loose and have fun.
Yeah, we'll see. The defense has had to have some fun here early on.
Under center, handoff right up the middle. Had a big gain on the first play of the game. This time the Rider defense is stingy after about a 2-yard pickup inside the Rider 40-yard line with about 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We're scoreless. Both teams have exchanged fumbles at midfield, but Bullard retains possession of the ball inside the Rider 40.
And on that one, the ball carrier tackled by a sheriff's posse of Rough Riders.
Led by number 34, Quincy Simmons again.
Sheriff's posse.
I got it.
What do you think? I'm looking to try to, maybe copyright that or something.
Please do.
Trademark it.
Yeah, trademark. 2nd down and 8 for the Panthers. Quarterback remains under center. Offset I. 2 receivers on the left. Handoff up the middle again. Hit some traffic and shut down again. Refuses to go down and finally does.
And the big hit was from number 4 and others.
That'll be Gage Verdreen.
Another 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd down and 6.
I talked to Gage Verdreen at the pep rally today. He was one of the guys that wanted to talk to the crowd. And I said, you do know that on the broadcast we call you the Dream. I said, does anybody else call you that? He says, no, I've never heard that before. It's just y'all. I don't believe it.
I don't either, because people pick up on the nicknames we give players.
I think so.
Back in the shotgun, 2 backs in the backfield for the Panthers. Little movement on the defense, maybe a free play. We'll check it. Quarterback's going to throw, cocks his arm back and hauls off and throws it. Has a man down in the end zone and comes up with the ball. That was well defended. Yes. 2 defenders were there, and the receiver just comes up with it. So a well-placed throw by the quarterback, and the Panthers are on the board with 6.
Yeah, and the Panthers going nuts. They come in tonight 1-0 in district. They're tied with Carthage and I guess Athens. And they ought to be feeling hopeful, and scoring first makes you that.
Extra point attempt is up, and it's good. 7-0 here in the first quarter with 6:42 on the clock. We're tuned to Rider Football on NETSN.
Behold the chicken fried steak sandwich. This particular chicken fried steak sandwich can only be found at Diamond Bee Cafe in Center, Texas. And it pairs very well with seasoned fries and sweet tea. And if you're lucky, there'll be some of that Nana's banana pudding to go along with it. Get by Diamond Bee Cafe in Center and see the wonderful folks and all the wonderful menu items for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
The Friday night lights are shining, and we are teaching driving. CDL Training Academy is your resource to a better career. Come and get trained and get tested right here in Henderson, Texas. CDL Training Academy. Visit our Henderson, Texas office or online at cdllearn.com.
Everybody, it's time for the Shelby Savings Bank kickoff.
And they do that thing.
Yeah.
Not even sure what you call that thing.
I call it an annoyance.
Okay.
After the 34-yard pass play touchdown from Bullard, the Shelby Savings Bank kickoff from Bullard goes out of bounds.
Now, if we touched it, that's where we'll have the ball. If we didn't, it's a penalty, but I think we
touched it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we clearly touched it.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, the Riders have touched it, and so Riders will have the ball around the 21-yard line.
You'll see down on the field that all the cheerleaders, it's the cheerleaders, the JV and the varsity cheerleaders today. So it's a big old cheerleading lineup, and they're in pink. It's pink
out night.
Breast cancer awareness. And the Rough Rider players have pink towels. The folks that are in the training uniforms have pink as well. So,
and if I was still on the sideline, I'd have pink shoes on.
Houston Wolf quarterback, hands off right up the middle, and Bluford comes around the left after he was stopped to the 30, 35, 40, and out of bounds just about the 44-yard line. Jeremy Bluford had nothing in the middle, but had enough presence to string it out to the left side. Well done by Bluford for a Ray Jones Chevrolet first down for the Center Rough Riders.
Thank you, Ray Jones Chevrolet, and thank you, Rob, for remembering that.
Hurry up offense for the Riders. They're going to snap the ball really quickly here. Wolf with it. Bluford with the carry going to the right side. Stiffen Armin trying to stave them off. This time, too much penetration by the Panthers.
Wow.
And Bluford is tackled for a pretty good loss, about a 8-yard loss.
Yeah, that's good defense. And these are big old boys for Bullard. It was mentioned in the pregame with the coach, but seeing them, they're on average bigger than the Rough Riders. All 11 of them.
Second, about 17 for the Riders. Wolf in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the left. The ball is a hitch pass in the backfield, and now 40, 50-yard line, and first down for the Riders. Well done, good throw, good reception. Number 28 for the Riders with the ball.
J.K. Barnes, number 7, with the huge block that sprung Cooks.
Yes.
And that's Cooks there with the reception and Ray Jones first down.
He's been big all year, Rob.
All right. 2 receivers left, but the carry is in the middle. In and out. And that's with the ball. Villegas, sophomore running back for the Riders, weaves in and out and has a nice 6-yard pickup. Second down for the Riders. 5:25 on the clock here in the first quarter. 7-0. Bullard leads the Riders, and they've got the ball on the Bullard 38-yard line. Villegas with the run again. Nothing in the middle, but he spins to the left. Now makes another move.
Oh, my.
To the 20-yard line. To
That's
the 15. He may go. Touchdown Riders.
What a great run from Villegas. What a great run from Villegas. Please tell me we got that on the replay.
Oh, yeah.
A 38-yard run for the Riders from Villegas, who once again turned nothing into something. Made lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah, that was about as good as you'll see.
All right, so we line up for – I hope we got it on replay because something happened to our big camera up there.
Camera went down maybe at the wrong time.
But we'll see. We'll go find out after this extra point.
All right, extra point attempt by Wichapa is up, and it is really good. 7-7 ball game here at the first quarter, 5:07 on the clock. You're tuned to Rider Football on NETSN.
All right, let's watch that replay. We see it here. We see Vegas make – oh, that's the move right there. And he gets on into the end zone thanks to Center Glass, who brings us that. We'll be right back.
People come to Covington Lumber Building and Supply because they have home construction projects, and one of those, plumbing projects. Covington's got you covered. They have the showers and the tubs to get you started, and they have all the different fixtures and lots of different choices to round out the project. Then they have the tools that you need to make the things happen. It's all yours at Covington Lumber. You know that Ace Hardware of East Texas is all the hardware you need, but there's a lot of other things they have too. Fun things for your camping trips. Fun things to wear when you go outside. For the 4th of July barbecue, to the house warming in the fall, to your Christmas shopping and clothes for all year long, it's Ace Hardware, the helpful place of East Texas.
All right, welcome back. It's time for another Shelby Savings Bank kickoff.
We chop it from the 40-yard line. This time the Panthers are back to about their 8. Last time he boomed it through the end zone. This time end over end, going to once again bounce in the end zone and go out. Touchback for the Panthers. They'll start back at their own 25-yard line. 5:07 here in the first quarter. It's a tied ball game, 7-7, with a tremendous 38-yard touchdown run by Villegas for the Center Rough Riders.
Do you find yourself a little relieved that the Rough Riders came back, answered?
Yeah. And answered on the ground. They were able to.
Right.
Both teams running the ball really well tonight.
Yeah, effective on the ground.
All right, so the Panthers come to the line of scrimmage. I would say this is their second possession, but actually it's their third. They fumbled at midfield earlier.
And then we fumbled on the next play.
Yep.
So they had 2 possessions before we really had 1.
From the 25, out of the shotgun, man in motion. Quarterback scrambles right to throw. Looking. Doesn't see anything. Is hit and is hit so hard.
Knocked his helmet off.
By Cody Atkinson that the quarterback's helmet came off.
Yeah, I'm checking to see his head's not in it. What a hit. That's Rock'em Sock'em Robots right there, man. That was a hit and a half.
Quarterback number 15, Micah Skaggs, a junior for Bullard.
He may have knocked the S off of his last name. That may just be Michael Skagg now. Have to get that S to grow back.
All right, so no gain on that play. Second down. Out of the shotgun, handoff coming right up the middle. Has some room and drug down at the 38-yard line. Tackle made by the Riders, number 23, Anthony Torres on the stop. But it's a first down run for the Panthers.
Nothing special about that, just a 10-yard run. 14-yard run. See, it didn't feel like it. Thank you, yeah. They lost 4 yards with that big hit and just kind of workmanlike, get the first down.
All right, first down at the 38.
There you go.
Out of the shotgun. Handoff going to the right this time, to the left. Riders are there to shut that down in a hurry for a loss of about a yard. It'll be second down and 11.
Didn't see who made the tackle. Was it a solo tackle or were there a lot of jerseys around that?
There's several jerseys. Okay. A squadron.
A sheriff's posse.
A sheriff's posse. Oh, I can't say that without giving you a quarter.
That's right.
Okay.
Have I mentioned that I want to trademark that?
I thought you'd already done that.
Oh, right, I have.
Second down and actually 12. 2-yard loss on that play. Good defense by the Riders. Fake handoff, pitch out to the left, and a well-done, well-executed play. Riders shut it down before the first down marker, about a yard and a half short. Be third down.
But again, they're making second down count. Rough Riders knocking it back on first down, and then they either get the first down or get close on second.
Torres, number 23, Anthony Torres, the sophomore linebacker, kept them from getting a first down. So it's going to be third and 1.
Another stop by Torres there. Third down. We'll see if the Riders can't keep them from getting a first down here. Quarterback under center, and he's going to hand off, and first down and a little bit more. Panthers are across midfield for a first down, keeping it on the ground. And
a little bit of hesitation there by the running back that waited, and then a nice run, and then he's met again by number 21 and number 23. So Torres again on the stop along with Atkinson.
And shows a little maturity there, hesitation or patience.
Yes,
to pick out exactly where they're going to go. First down for the Panthers in Rider territory. Minute 50 here in the first quarter, tied up 7-7. 2 backs for the Panthers. Quarterback wants to throw. Turns right, throws, ball is caught and dropped. Actually, it never really was caught. Thankfully, it was not a backwards pass in the backfield.
For Bullard, for us, we wish it would have been.
Yeah. Second down for the Panthers. No gain on the play.
So like you said, Wallington, again, we got them in second and 10. They've been able to make money on this down. We'll see if we can't.
This is the one. It's no gain on first. Let's make them work on second.
Panthers taking their time here to get the play called correctly. 2 receivers split out to the right side, 2 backs in the backfield. Quarterback, actually one moves into the slot. Skaggs with a snap, give, back is hit hard. Back was headed to the right, and Atkinson meets him at the 47-yard line and stands him up.
I didn't even see the number, and I knew who made that one.
Yeah, just by the way the runner looked when he was
flopped down.
So a gain of about 1.5 yards. We'll call it 2. 3rd down and 8. Let's see if the Riders can't hold here.
The best chance they've had.
Skaggs back to pass, wants to cock his arm and throw it to the right. Has a man.
Oh, nice.
And it's a nice reception on the sidelines right at the 30-yard line. First down, Panthers.
So Bullard has come to play as the first quarter is stopped at exactly 1 minute, and they look like they are pretty formidable.
And let's go back to the counselor's opening remarks, the pregame brief about how the Panthers came to run the ball. Well, that's what they prefer to do, but they don't have to do that.
Yeah, that's Coach Brown described the quarterback as a very good game manager, the kind that can find the open receiver. He's not going to kill you with his arm on amazing passes, but can certainly do it in a pinch.
Well, they spread the field with 3 receivers on the left, and then they hand off up the middle, and they get the ball up to the 25-yard line. So about a 5-yard pickup, 2nd down, and the clock running at 45 seconds.
Kind of a Joe Flacco type quarterback.
Yeah, what a game last night.
That was a heck of a game last night.
Of course, I mean, I imagine in college Joe could do whatever he wanted to, but
yeah,
the way Joe plays now.
Sure. 2nd down and 5 for the Panthers. 3 receivers left. Last time they ran the ball from this, and they're going to do it again too. Hand off and hit immediately.
Boom.
That time, number 54 for the Riders. Jace Radney there to shut things down.
Have we ever had the Center Motor Company family of the game?
We might do it. hey, and the captain was there too.
Okay.
Matt Gregory. No, not Matt Gregory, Grant Gregory.
Yeah.
So a yard loss, and that's the end of the quarter. 7-7 ball game here in the Ranch. You're tuned to Rider Football on NETSN.
So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center.
Our folks see some students getting
this is
recognized as
cross-country
team. That's what I figured.
Rob has that information. After this play, we'll get to it.
All right, as we begin the second quarter, the Panthers keep the ball on the ground, and the Riders keep the defense right there in the middle, and a number of purple jerseys to stop the back here. And it's going to be 4th down and about 2.
Yeah, and getting up out of the ball on the pile is number 44. My roster shows Christian Vasquez,
a senior for the Riders.
Right.
So a good stop for the Riders. If they can stop them one more time, that'd be great. 4th down and 2, and it'd be nice to turn it over on downs here.
What kind of play call they have here? Like you said, Rob, they've had some success passing. Of course, they've also had a couple of monumental disasters.
All right, Skaggs in the shotgun. Snap, and the ball comes loose. He's got to fall on it. The Riders tag him down.
There you go.
And the Panthers do turn the ball over on downs after a mishandled snap. And
Well,
it's nice. Kept him out of the end zone.
Simmons was thinking scoop and score on that one.
Yeah, but the quarterback got his hand on it first. Oh, man, that is, if you're Bullard, that's heartbreaking. But for center, it's a nice break.
All right.
The students that were on the sideline are going to regional Tuesday. Tell us about that.
They're going. This is our varsity cross country team regional qualifiers. For the guys, Daniel Flores, Osvaldo Reyes, Cash Ruiz, Christopher Gomez, Edgar Caravillo, Eric Hidalgo, and Guadalupe Bustos. And the lady qualifiers for the riders, Rachel Newton, Gabriela Bustos, Alexa Valdez, Cynthia Suaste, Kaylee Posadas, Estrella Morales, and Noelle Gonzalez. These riders are coached by Coach Smith and Coach Garcia, and they'll be traveling to Sam Houston State University in Huntsville Tuesday for the regional cross-country meet.
And while we were doing that, Bluford gets the same kind of handoff he had in the first quarter, up the middle, nothing there, break, bounces it right, finds some room, big gain on first down for the Riders. But to follow up on what you were saying, the girls team was the second team in district, placed second as a team. The guys placed first, won the thing overall.
Tremendous for our cross-country team. Regional qualifiers, really proud of them, and hope they do well at the regional meet coming up Tuesday.
And those guys, our top 5 were in the top 10 in our district. So the chances of one of them or some of them getting to the state meet really good. I'm proud of them.
4-yard pickup on first down for the Riders after the Ray Jones first down. Second down and 6. Snap. Wolf fakes it, and then Wolf's going to keep it and go to the left. And Easton Wolf makes the first down. The Ray Jones Chevrolet first down inside the 40-yard line.
And Counselor, you get the feeling that Wolf is just more comfortable as a runner. He's just so natural with that.
Yes.
And he's fine as a passer, but I think he's a heck of a runner.
That's right.
First down for the Riders at the 39-yard line. Wolf calls for the snap. Handoff, give, right up the middle. There's some room to go. Good blocking, and it's Bluford taking off, headed to the end zone. Touchdown Riders.
Touchdown Riders, another just big hole there. Congratulations, credit to the offensive line. He hit that hole and just turned on the speed and was tripping and falling the last 10 yards, but he broke the plane. 39-yard
run for Jeremy Bluford.
That's a typical Bluford run.
Right,
gets through the line and then gets close to the end zone and mumbling, stumbling, rumbling.
He tackles himself.
No, he never he always makes it, but he stumbles, mumbles, and rumbles.
A snap to
Riders go for 2, and they get it. Easton Wolf had snapped to Wolf, and then Wolf runs it in. So Riders go up.
Is she coach there? Get the air.
I saw him. I almost got him on camera.
No, we got that. We do have the instant replay. Let's watch Bluford take this one to distance. So he's going to go right through the line. And just right there, they capture him and gets in. So that's our center glass replay. All right, folks, we'll be right back.
Have you sustained a bone, joint, work, or sports injury? Problems with mobility or movement? Suffer with pain? Contact Azalea Orthopedics. Our specialists serve patients across East Texas. For proven, trusted medical care, you have a choice. Demand Azalea.
Over the years, most of us have collected a lot of stuff, but where is all that stuff? Down home. So when it starts piling up, you go with Down Home Storage, climate-controlled place for your down home stuff.
All right, here's our Chevy Savings Bank kickoff, Chris Wallington. It's going to bounce. It's always dangerous. And they're going to take it and get up the field quickly, number 4, and he's going to get all the way to the 37-yard line where he's going to be stopped.
Makes a difference. He's kind of kicking into the wind. And not a huge wind, but it was enough to make a difference. Short kickoff for Huichapa. And when it bounced and they got a return, and you see there the Panthers did a good job with their field position. They're starting at their own 37-yard line.
Yeah, and that wind blowing in moisture, isn't it? Rain.
So chance of rain tomorrow afternoon, and we really need it.
And I think north of us in Longview, it's almost certain to rain, and that's where the UIL marching contest is. And they're marching if it's rain or shine. As long as there's no lightning, they're going to march. That's something.
How about that? First down for the Panthers after the Riders score. We'll talk about that in a minute. Quarterback fakes it, and he's under some pressure now. He's going to run to the 40 and out of bounds at the 45.
Oh man!
And flag on a late hit.
Yeah, it's going to be a late hit. Ain't no doubt about that.
It wasn't a savage hit. It was just a little bit too late.
So the quarterback ran out of bounds at the 45-yard line, and then a flag on a late hit. Mr. Whitehat will talk to us here.
Well, we know what it is. That's going to be a personal foul.
Oh, yeah.
Late hit out of bounds.
All right, so it'll be a 15-yard penalty.
I like that official, a man of few words.
Yeah, let's get this done.
So that ought to put the Panthers
Don't matter why.
on
It's
the center
15.
40-yard line.
But, again, that was the correct call. He was clearly out of bounds, and we hit him, knocked him into another player on the sideline.
Yeah.
Let's talk real quick about that Riders score. They scored on a nice run by Bluford, but then the Riders lined up for a 2-point conversion.
Yep.
And so you do that, you just gain 1 point. I mean, it can come down to the wire.
It's a big, big points up. It's almost like making it a 2-score game.
15-7. So the
nice
ball
hole there.
on the ground, and the Atkinson wraps up the running back, gets a little help from number 19 for the Riders, who comes in to finish it off, and that's Cam Kelly, who finishes off the tackle for the Riders. 6-yard pickup for Bullard, 2nd down and 4. Ball spotted on the center 34-yard line. Last time the Riders were able to hold the Panthers in this area, and the Panthers turned it over on downs. Let's see if this Rider defense can get stingy again.
They've been on the field most of the game.
2nd down, handoff, right, big hole, 20-yard line, making a move, and inside the 15, and a nice open field tackle by the Riders. Man, I wish I could see his number across the field over there.
That puts them in the Chris Mayfield red zone. The Rough Riders haven't been there yet. They've run through it for their 2 touchdowns.
I just didn't catch the tackler, but well done for the Riders. I want to think it's number 23 again, but Torres. But
well, officially for us, it's Torres.
All right, so 1st down for the Panthers inside the 15-yard line. Man in motion. They're going to give to him. He's going to come around the left side, turns to the 10, and a nice tackle.
Yeah, that was a well-designed play. It was one of the tacklers chased him, got picked off by someone in the backfield whose job it was to do that right where they were supposed to be. Looked better than it was, a gain of 6, but still 2nd down and 4.
I think Zacchaeus Villegas was in on that tackle for the Riders. Big pickup for the Panthers, 2nd down and 4. Clock inside of 8 minutes here in the 2nd quarter. Out of the shotgun. Snap. Fake the handoff. Quarterback's going to keep it, and he is grabbed immediately and tackled. A helmet came off. Wasn't the quarterback's this time. Rider helmet comes off, but a loss of about a yard. Back around the 9-yard line. Be 3rd down and 5.
I think the one who lost his helmet was the one who made first contact, number 3 for the Rough Riders. And it's just the Rough Riders have been on the field on defense so much of this game so far. Their offense had one play drive that ended in a fumble, and then our 2 scoring drives were pretty quick hits, 7 or 8 offensive plays. The defense has been out there all the rest of the time.
Number 3, that stop you were mentioning, was Bracaden Robinson for the Riders. 3rd down and 5. Quarterback rolls right after the snap, looking to the end zone, throws, has a man in the back. Easy pitch and catch in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers.
And it was an easy pitch and catch, but it's the sort of easy thing that you practice a lot and make it look easy. He rolled to the right. He had a guy go into the corner, and he had coverage on him. You had to throw it over the coverage to get to the receiver, but couldn't be too far because the end zone was there. So a good play by the quarterback and receiver. They certainly earned that.
That's right. So the Panthers now have 13 points to the Riders' 15, and the Panthers look like they're going to try to tie it up. They're going to attempt to tie it up with a 2-point conversion. Snap, quarterback rolls right, looking to have the same play again. And now he's going to just cut loose and go in, and the Riders shut that down.
Wow, close.
And the Riders say no two-point conversion. So the Riders still lead by 2 with 6:48 here in the second quarter. Bullard 13, Center 15. You're tuned to Rider Football on NETSN.
Sandy Cox State Farm Insurance in the Center has the agents to take care of all your insurance needs. They remind you to update your policy after a life change, never put off the death policy conversation, and always have home insurance or renter's insurance. Whatever your insurance needs or questions are, or even if you need to make a payment, Sandy Cox State Farm Insurance in Center.
The team at McAdams Propane is committed to fueling generations of East Texans, and the work Billy Bob and Lisa McAdams started is growing under Josh's leadership. What began in Center has grown into Livingston and Marshall, Henderson and Carthage. For propane, it's McAdams.
Our bay time is for our Shelby Savings Bank kickoff. We see with this tricky thing, somebody fell down, and then they try it. And Riders are going to recover, I believe.
So that's an odd-looking kickoff.
Well, what was an onside, Rob? I don't know if you noticed. They do that fake thing. They had a guy fall down to try to get our attention. And somebody walked over there trying to help him up, and then they kicked it. So
a diversion tactic.
A diversion tactic. You missed a diversion tactic, Wallington.
So the onside kick by the Panthers had a man fall down and then somebody go pick him up, and that got everybody's attention. Meanwhile, they kicked it and booted it over. Thankfully, the Riders came up with it.
But we didn't buy it, did we?
We did not buy it.
We focused on the ball. 1st and 10 for the Riders from their own 47-yard line after the Shelby Savings Bank onside kickoff. Handoff to Villegas. Villegas weaving his way through to the 38-yard line.
Both of our runners have made yardage when it didn't look like there was any. It's just, I don't know, Bluford hits the hole and goes. Villegas is zip, 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 zigzag. It makes it look more fun.
3 receivers to the right. Easton Wolf throws. Ball is caught. And caught quickly and then tackled pretty quickly is ready. J.K. Barnes with the reception.
He's still going to get a good almost 5 yards.
Yeah. Cooks' one worked perfectly for 30. That one was still effective.
They mark it at 3.5-yard gain. Handoff to Villegas coming right, turning up the field, down the sideline, still on his feet. I think he gets pushed out of bounds around the 21-yard line.
So that's another
Ray Jones first down.
And we're on the knocking on the Chris Mayfield State Farm red zone.
And that's going to be my something to smile about nominee. We have Chris Mayfield in the press box.
Yes.
We'll talk about it here in a second.
6 minutes on the clock here in the second quarter. Wolf takes a snap and is going to run it. Pushes his arm out to stiff arm, stays on his feet, and is down to the 16-yard line.
Chris Mayfield, an interesting thing about Chris Mayfield, he's the second best sideline reporter in the history of Rough Rider Radio.
Second best.
He is a solid number 2.
Yeah. Must have been Tracy Broadway number 1.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Tracy was awfully good.
All right, second down and 3 for the Riders after an Easton Wolf carry. Going to give to Villegas. No, Bluford, I'm sorry. Bluford in the backfield there, who is grabbed immediately and tumbles down to the 10-yard line. And it's enough of the first down, and it may be first and goal, depending on where the marker is.
Well, it's a Ray Jones first down in the Chris Mayfield State Farm red zone. And at the 11.
Yeah.
Oh, wide open.
Oh. No!
The ball is intercepted, and now the Riders are going to have to make the stop. Wolf making an angle on him, going to make the tackle on the sidelines, and he is brought down at the 25-yard line.
He saw it too late, Wallington, and it put too much air on the ball.
Yeah, either way, throw it quicker or throw it faster, but neither of those happened, and that was almost a pick six for that young man. It was Wolf, you said, that went down, made first contact, didn't make the tackle, but slowed him up and allowed the rest of them to catch him.
So both teams getting close to the end zone, and both teams denied a score in the first half of the game.
Yeah, and the Panthers denied a 2-point conversion as well, but that one hurts. 1st and 10 from the 11, and now your defense is on the field again with 5:02 to go in the game. We have some scores, their first quarter scores. St. Augustine leading Garrison 7-0, late first quarter.
That's Larry Pearson down there.
Yeah, that's right. And Carthage was leading Athens in the mid first quarter 7-0. It's brought to you by our batter's scoreboard, brought to you by Jay Matney up in the Bowles feed blimp. He texted them down to us. There's a timeout on the field.
Bullard.
From Bullard. We'll take one as well?
Sure. We'll be right back.
Hey, y'all got a dirty truck.
Well, then take it to Joe's Car Spa for a spa day.
At Joe's, they make them shine.
And they're standing by to work with the community.
They was elected best of Shelby County this year, and it's called Joe's, but it probably ought to be called Reed since Reed Grant owns it.
So, Billy Don, when it's time for your car or truck to have a spa day, where do you take it?
I don't know where.
All right. And after this play, as soon as we get a chance, I will tell you about the Rough Rider Band and our Farmer State Bank halftime show coming up here in just a moment, 5 minutes and 2 seconds.
After the Bullard interception, it's and a timeout, first down just inside the 25-yard line on the Riders' end of the field. Handoff fake. Quarterback keeps it. He's going to roll right. Now throws. Has the receiver falling down. An incomplete pass. Second down for the Panthers.
All right, so now the halftime program for Farmer State Bank, it's heavy on the Rough Rider Band as it ought to be. We'll carry the Campuani halftime analysis with Colonel Gregory, but then we go to the band brought to you by our friends at East Texas Auto Motor. It's their dress rehearsal before contest tomorrow, and then we'll see the chaparrals, but we won't see the twirlers. They do it just like they're going to do it tomorrow. My script is even different to read over the PA. And then after that, our Borders Poultry Up Close and Personal is Chris Smith talking about tomorrow's contest.
All right, on second down, running up the middle, Panthers get to close to the 20-yard line. Rider defense stiffens up, holds them there, third down.
Big third down and
what? Third and about six, third and 7.
Okay. You figure it's 4 down, but an opportunity for the Rider defense.
I don't know, they got a decent field goal kicker, or not decent, but a good field goal kicker.
Well, that's true.
But you do that so you capture the lead. I guess it depends what you get.
Riders lead by 2, 15-13. Third down and 7 for the Panthers from their Rider 21-yard line. Out of the shotgun, 2 backs in the backfield. Receiver split out wide to the left side. Quarterback keeps it. He's going to run with it. Going to scrambling to the right, and then brought down around the 15-yard line.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be quite enough for the first down.
It's going to be, just short.
But he gave them enough yards to where if they kicked the field goal now, it would be about a 32, 33-yarder. Whereas before the snap, it would have been 40.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for it, though, here.
Going to stay on the field. They've done a quarterback sneak and made a couple of yards with it earlier in the game.
This looks like what they're going to do again.
And they are.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Could it be the second one of those for the Riders?
We'll see. Let's watch the referees and see how they call it.
Where's the mark? Are they on the other side of the 15? If they are, they probably got it.
Mr. Whitehat says center has the ball.
Aha! How about that? How about them taters? That is good work
for the
by
second
the Rough Rider defense.
For the second time tonight in the same area,
yeah.
The Rider defense has held the Panthers and caused them to turn the ball over on downs. First down, Riders, 3.5 minutes to go here in the half.
Held them out of and expelled them from the Chris Mayfield State Farm red zone. Well done.
Saw a lot of playing between the 5-yard lines, but scoring, both teams have been kept out of the end zone. First down, Riders, 3 receivers to the right. Wolf hands off. Villegas comes to the 15 and tackled around the 18-yard line.
Oh, that's right, almost 19, almost at the 20. So, I mean, Villegas just chews up yards.
He does. I wasn't sure he'd get around the corner, and he did.
5-yard pickup to the 20.
Still got plenty of time here, like the Riders, to use the vast majority of this 3 minutes.
That's right. They keep the defense off the field. Villegas is up the middle this time for a first down. Riders for a Ray Jones Chevrolet first down up to the 33.
This is what Nick Brown would like to do on offense. This is the way he likes to do it.
All right, first down, Riders. Handoff, going to run the ball again. Villegas hits a hole and then punches to the 42-yard line.
And big game, deceptively big, 2nd and 1.
Yep. 3 receivers right. Keep using the run to set this up. Villegas switches sides. And Wolf's going to scramble and wants to keep it. Jukes one man out of his shoes, but then Easton goes down. Wolf goes down at the 41-yard line.
I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a quarterback keeper or not.
Right. Didn't look like it. Didn't look like Wolf was prepared for that.
Looks like we're going to lose a yard.
Just a little bit. 3rd down and 2. And looks like Wolf calls a timeout.
Okay, I think that's
first
smart.
one. Yep, first one of the half.
We'll take one as well. You're watching the Rough Riders you're about to see here live on NETSN.
You're watching Game 7 of the Rough Riders season, District Game 2. The Center Rough Riders take on the Bullard Panthers, live from Center Rough Rider Field. Part of Watson & Sons Funeral Home is Oak Lawn Memorial Park Perpetual Care Cemetery. A beautifully cared for facility, far enough away from town to feel private, but not too far away. Watson & Sons, their family taking care of yours.
Folks, let's set it up here. 3rd down and a long 2, maybe 3 here. 2 minutes to go in the half. Riders would like to take a bunch of time off and actually score some points.
Handoff Riders. Bluford makes a jump, has the first down and up to midfield.
And then some.
Yep.
Bludgeoning. We are just bludgeoning.
Bluford bludgeons the Bullard.
The defense needs this break.
Yep.
Inside of 2 minutes here in the half. Riders lead by 2, 15-13. Snap, give, Bluford coming right, now turns upfield to the 45.
Shires critique the offensive line tonight, playing against big old boys on that Bullard front.
Their offensive line's big. I'm looking down. I don't know if they're that big on the defensive front if you look at them.
They're tall. They may not be as compact.
We'll call it 2nd and 6.
Yeah, but otherwise they're getting a lot of movement.
2 receivers either way. Snap,
this
throw, ball's caught to the 40, 35, 30.
Look at him.
Out of bounds between the 25 and 30-yard line. Another big Ray Jones Chevrolet first down for the Riders.
Yeah.
Did he get out of bounds? That's important to get out of bounds. And it looks like he did. It was a Ray Jones Chevrolet first down. You see our coaches there calling signals in. Nope, he did not get out of bounds.
Right, clock's running, which is fine.
I think we have 2 timeouts, right? Right up the middle. That's a nice big run again.
And Bluford to the 20, to the 19, and flag comes in late at the end of the play.
Well, that'll stop the clock.
We'll check that.
Right, I think that's going to be against Bullard. There was something on the tackle. I saw kind of a blur happen, and so I suspect that may be on Bullard.
We'll check that. Mr. Whitehat fixing to talk to us, Shires.
That works for center.
Yeah, that's huge.
Foul.
You know,
face mask.
A relatively penalty-free game.
Yeah,
yep.
Hate to jinx it, but yeah, you're right. We haven't heard him talk a lot.
That's right.
Well, he's a man of few words. Even he at least told us face mask this time.
And I think there's been 4 penalties, which means he said about 31 words.
Yeah.
All right, penalty yardage. Well, they're talking about where it goes, and they're going to put the ball right at the 11-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Riders from the 11. 48 seconds to go in the half. Riders lead 15-13. They'd love to score again. Bluford has it. He is grabbed as he crosses into the secondary and tackled around the 6. 7-yard line.
Yeah. Picked up about 5.
Yep. 2nd and 5.
And
Can't get a
Riders-
first down without scoring, but could just go ahead and score.
Yeah, Rough Riders call the timeout, and that's smart. Down there with 2nd and 5. Do we need to go to break, Mr. Shires?
Let's hear one. We'll be right back
All
early.
Over the years, most of us have collected a lot of stuff, but where is all that stuff? Down home. So when it starts piling up, you go with down home storage, climate controlled place for your down home stuff. So if you need a new set of tires, Center Tire's the place to go? Check. What if you just need one tire repaired? Check. But what if your car needs an oil change or it needs to be aligned? Check and check. It's all there at Center Tire.
Everybody, welcome back. Chris Wallington, I told a white lie. We played 2. We had to play 2.
Okay.
We got Center Tire in.
But they were excellent commercials.
Exactly. Of course, Center Tire, you just know when you need them, they're there for you.
2nd down and 5. Riders can get a first down if they need one before they score. Have 1 timeout left.
The big moment in the game
All right,
right
Wolf
here.
and Bluford. Oh, the ball is mishandled. Bluford picks it up. Now he's going to head forward, but the defense was able to penetrate. It's going to be a loss of 2 or 3 yards.
Second time that's happened tonight, really on both sides. The Bullard quarterback has missed a couple of shotgun snaps, and that's the second fumbled handoff. Bad exchange.
3rd down, and they call. I guess Center calls their last timeout.
Yep. We can't keep it here this time.
Yeah, let's do it. The Rough Riders are traveling to Longview to march tomorrow in the UIL contest when rain is supposed to be falling at 5 o'clock when they go on the field. And UIL says, we're marching. And they're going to march in the rain. I thought that's bad on woodwinds. And
yes.
I don't know what they'll do. They may not march with their clarinets.
They may not. Before that happens, though, I'm going to tell you something. Well, first of all, if you watched the Coach Nick Brown show tonight and you saw my Fred Sanford shirt, if you want to know, I got that from Mooney's Emporium.
Yeah.
Now, Mooney's Emporium tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., they're going to have refreshments and Consuela purses. It's actually called something else. It starts with a C, but we're going to say refreshments and Consuela purses.
Hey.
10 a.m., 2 p.m., free.
Ladies,
refreshments.
Mark that. Guys, tell your ladies.
Give her a couple $100 and send her on up.
That's right.
You can watch football in peace.
I'm going to let you have it, Rob.
Couple of yard loss, 3rd down and 7 now for the Riders. Wolf has a snap. He's going to roll right.
He needs to run. He needs to run it.
Looking.
Waited too long.
He's going to throws the ball in the back of the end zone and throws it away.
Yeah.
I thought Wolf had a path if he'd have dropped his head and went.
He was doing what he was supposed to do. He was waiting for his receiver to get open. He intended for the captain, his tight end, Gregory, but he just didn't get open until it was too late. But you're right. If he'd run it, he'd have made it.
Yeah, I think we're going to kick the field goal here, right?
All right, 4th down.
Yeah, almost have to. Just too far to go to get a confident shot on the field goal. Going for it on 4th down.
So Wolf will hold
26-yarder
for the Weechapa 26-yard field goal attempt. There's a snap.
Good job by Wolf.
It goes to the left.
Did he
and
miss it?
Missed it.
Oh.
So
unusual.
Well, it wasn't a great snap, and Wolf did an excellent job to get it down, to get it.
He did, but you can just kind of tell by the way that normally those balls go up like they've been shot out of a cannon, and that one kind of fluttered.
Both teams having difficulty getting scores here in the second quarter, and the Panthers will take over now.
A lot
with
of the
14 seconds.
A lot of the game has been played in and around the red zone.
Yep.
And that would be a potential 16 points earned that have been denied by the defenses. So a surprisingly close game and a defensive struggle. Riders trying to protect a 2-point lead here with just 14 seconds to go in the half.
They will start.
We'll see if they're not going to if they're going to actually snap and try to do something here, or looks like they may.
Yep. Riders will start and get the ball to start the second half. So
with 14 seconds to go, they're going to keep the ball on the ground and run it. Hand off to the 30, and about a 10 or 11 yard run.
That was the old fullback dive, fellas.
However, time will run out, and that's a half, folks. Riders lead 15-13. Here we are at halftime, and we are waiting for Rain Smith to visit with our head coach.
When we do that, you and Shires, Mr. Payne, get to select our Dairy Queen play of the half. Looking forward to seeing what you decide.
Yeah, we've already had some preliminary discussions
right.
on
that.
that.
Yeah, that's good. So the coach is heading over to Rain. It's always fun. It's almost like a play-by-play within a play-by-play. The coach has usually some business to do, but the head coach is on the 45. He's at the 40. We'll get him in our camera range. He's at the 30. There he is. He's the one in the black and gray. And as soon as he gets there, Rain's supposed to call me, and we'll have us an interview. That's what's supposed to happen. Yeah. Hoping for the call. Waiting for the call.
He's dialing.
Here it comes.
Oh, yeah.
Here it comes. Boom. Hello there, Mr. Smith. You're down there on Tammy Steptoe. Step to the sideline. Take it away.
Hello. All right, we're here with Coach Brown. So, Coach, the first half is in the books. What are your suggestions to the guys about the second?
We just have to finish. I mean, we've been inside the 10-yard line twice and haven't scored. And so that's just something that we're shooting ourselves in the foot in the most important part of the field. So we just got to get better at that and clean some things up.
Understandable. I got you. Thank you for the feedback. All right. Sounds good, y'all.
Thank you, Rain. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we'll hear from Tammy Steptoe, which brings us our step to the sideline. And we come back, we'll get ready for the former State Bank halftime show and the Center Rough Rider Band, which will be next.
Tammy Steptoe is where realty becomes reality. How do you know? Every time there has been a reader's favorite contest in the Light and Champion, they've won it. Whether it's your modest home you're looking for, or maybe a slightly less modest home, or your dream home, Tammy Steptoe has it. Or maybe it's a lakeside getaway or property to start all over. You need to trust the ladies at Tammy Steptoe Realty and Center.
Welcome, everyone. The first half is over, so now it's time for the Farmer State Bank halftime show. East Texas Auto Motor brings us the Center High School Band's performance, followed by Dr. Anna Shirley's presentation of Shelby County Sweethearts, the Chaparrals. The Colonel, Matt Gregory, brings us halftime analysis brought to you by Camp Pewanee Youth Camp. Then in the Borders Poultry Up Close and Personal segment, we'll see part 2 of the video, The Bulldogs. And now, the 12th Earl of Yorkshire, the counselor, Stephen Shires.
All right, buddy, welcome back. This should have been Rob Payne. And what was the interesting fact about Rob Payne?
I was introducing Rob Payne as 3-time Bass Pro champion.
Oh, yes.
So
is it champion shopper at Bass Pro Shop, or is it Bass Fishing?
Hall. He's performed at Bass Hall.
Bass Hall 3 times.
Yeah.
All right, well, very good. So, Rob, it's time for us to talk about the Dairy Queen plays
at the Farmer State Bank halftime show.
Yes.
Welcome, everyone. Glad that you're here.
Yes.
While the counselor and I talk about the Dairy Queen play of the half, Mr. Shires?
Well, we talked about
we got
dueling
2-point
conversions.
Sure.
Which is the difference in the ball game.
That's right.
We made ours, and our defense stopped them.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
That was – then we had the couple of stops happen after we had that discussion. But I still think we should go with our initial thought.
I do too. 2-point conversions are our play of the game, but we had 2. 1 conversion and 1 denied. So the Riders made theirs, and they kept the Panthers out of the end zone. 2 tremendous plays, and those are our plays of the half.
That's right.
Dairy Queen.
There you go.
All right.
You see the Bullard band on the field over there. The Rough Rider band is on deck, getting ready for their dress rehearsal before a contest. And
are you trying to get the blimp on the blimp line?
I'm calling the blimp line right now. That's Jay Matney, captain.
Hello?
And there he is in the Bulls Feet blimp. Hey,
Yes, sir.
You're covering some scores for us. What you got?
Yeah, I have some good ones for you. First off, I'd like to apologize. My score out at the Rusk versus Brownsboro game is lacking right now. I can't find to pick up a score for that game. So I apologize for that.
I think they're in Rusk, and they don't have Wi-Fi.
Are they jamming him? Maybe they're jamming him.
So,
jamming the blimp, man. I hadn't thought of that.
So other than that, we have, as we mentioned earlier, Shelbyville took down Simpson 17-14 last night.
And that was a nail biter, too, what I understand.
Yes, sir. We have San Augustine up 21-7 over the Garrison Bulldogs.
Interesting.
That's a bit of a surprise.
Yep.
And we have Carthage, surprisingly in a tight one, up 21-14 against Athens in the middle of the second quarter.
Middle of second quarter, Carthage is just
Yes,
up a
sir.
touchdown.
And then lastly, brought to us by Jack Callan Watlington's Northeast Central Texas Credit Union, the Gentlemen of the Week, we have the Woodrow Wilson Wildcats versus the South Oak Cliff Golden Bears. So let me tell you something. Some notable alumni from Woodrow Wilson include Davey O'Brien and myself.
There you go. That's why you're covering.
Well, what's the score of the game? Do we know the score?
Sir. Well, I'd prefer not to say, but since you asked, Wildcats are down 35-0. So.
I'm sorry, man. I should have. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
South Oak Cliff may be gentrified somewhat, but I bet you they still got some athletes in those neighborhoods.
They sure do. They sure do. But matter of fact, in 2021, they won the first state championship for a Dallas ISD school since 1958.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I had no idea.
That's because Dallas Carter got theirs taken from them.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Dallas Carter won one, but then they took it away. Okay, wow. Hey,
yes, sir.
You are so full of information. Thank you for piloting our blimp.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me.
Okay, man. Thanks. That's Jay Matney high above in the Bowles Feed blimp. And we'll be right back with our Farmer State Bank halftime show.
Father, for lunch today, I would like a salad.
Father, for lunch, I'd like one of those American cheeseburgers.
I'm a vegetarian.
Cheeseburger. That's
Thank
what I
you,
need.
Father.
Ice cream. Oh, when everyone in your family thinks they're royalty, take them someplace where they could all get something good. Dairy Queen. Batters Law Firm is your first choice in personal injury law. Jeff Batters and his staff lead the way in the area with best of Nacogdoches and best of Lufkin votes over the last several years. If your case matters, it's got to be Batters. These Pineywood sponsors back our county teams. First National Bank in Tenaha backs the Tigers. Kay's Hardware in Joaquin backs the Rams. Rancho Grande in Timpson says go Bears. And Sandy Creek Land Enhancement is backing the Dragons. They support our county teams, and they also back the Riders.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Farmer State Bank halftime show. The Center Rough Rider Band competes tomorrow at UIL. They're currently on deck over there in the end zone, while over on the field, it's a very large and good Bullard band and a proud Bullard program. Our trivia question for the day was which Center Rough Rider band director went on, had been here a long time, went on to an even longer tenure at Bullard. And no one got it right except for one lady from Bullard. And I didn't catch her name, so I got to try to go run her a certificate to the press box, to the concession stand. But it's Howard Gallatly's the answer. Hello, everybody, again, and thank you to our platform sponsors that bring you Rough Rider and Piney Woods football live streams. That's Porticool, Sandy Wheeler State Farm, and Batters Law Firm. All the county fall sports, bring them to NETSN. This, to my left now, is Matt Gregory, assistant principal here at Center, and coach for a long time and a player for a long time before that. Matt, how are you?
Groovy, how are you?
I'm pretty groovy.
Well,
I'm groovy.
Hey, Chris, when you say my name again, you say associate, not assistant.
You're associate principal?
Get it right.
Okay. Is
Quit
Tim
stuttering.
Norman,
Quit
is he
stuttering.
Is he an assistant?
Yes.
He's the assistant,
He's
you're the associate.
he's the assistant.
Okay. That's important to get that straight.
Yes, that's right.
This is the Cam Pewaney halftime analysis, and you live right out there.
Yes,
on
sir.
the edge
Matter of
camp.
fact, here's a fun fact. Here's the camp fun fact of the night.
Okay.
There are 3 current, recently former campers, now soon to be staff, that are in the stands tonight to watch another camper play.
Is that who's sitting
That's
down there
it.
with your in-laws?
They've come from Highland Park, Bullard,
I'll be.
and the big metropolis of Shelbyville.
Yeah, because those 3 are always running together.
Right.
Well, I'm going to leave it to you for the halftime analysis, fellas.
All right, well, that sounds good. Colonel, let's start with the defense.
All right.
What are you seeing out there?
I see 11 players on each side.
Yeah.
All right. Yep.
Yep.
From a Rough Rider defense stopping the Bullard offense standpoint, I think we're doing a fine job. Most times we're having a little trouble when Bullard gets in that 2-back set, and primarily what they're running is the old triple option out there. They have a back on either side of the quarterback. Right. One of the backs will cross the quarterback's face and run up the middle, and the other back will wheel back behind the quarterback and be in pitch position for the quarterback. And right now we have our end playing the pitch to quarterback to pitch, and we're trying to shore up the inside and because they're letting the end go and they're reading
right.
they're getting up to our linebackers and giving us a hard time with that. But other than that, I think for the most part, given a few fluke things here and there, we're playing defensively pretty good. We gave up an interception here. They ran it all the way down inside the 15, and
right.
they couldn't get a first down. That was a big, huge third down tackle. We stopped them on 4th down to get the ball back.
Right, exactly. I think, like Coach Brown said, we've had 2 situations, 2 goal line chances when we had the ball in the red zone and we're not able to come away with any points. And that's just, that's what kind of happened to us in Madisonville. I think.
Yeah, we were in the red zone all night and couldn't finish drives. We got to finish drives.
Yeah.
We got to figure out what our identity is, and we've got to use that and drive it like a hammer into the end zone.
Yeah.
Whether that's throwing the ball, running the ball, whatever.
Yeah, on that interception, Wolf, it was the right idea. We had the wide receiver open. He just didn't see him in time, and then he put too much air under it.
I don't think he put enough air under it.
He
tried
way.
to pump it out there, and that gave a kid a chance to break and run out there and get to it. If he had a little air and it was in the corner, our kid catches it no problem. But at the same time, there were plenty of other opportunities.
Yeah,
it's never one play.
No. I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah.
We were so close. It was the right read. It was the right play. We
had an
opportunity
off a
little
there,
bit.
yes, for sure.
So, what are your keys to the second half?
Show up that option. I would think if they're going back in the locker room, they're going to say, "Hey, we've hit this for 7, 8, maybe 12 yards.
Yeah.
We need to shore that up." Offensively,
is there a play off of that now that they can run?
The quarterback can pull it and pitch it.
Right.
One way to defend that is instead of the end, and this is all just options to play the option.
Yes.
This is this is how your buddy Gene Chiswick would play it.
Yes.
Is he would take the end and commit him to the running back, the inside run, and the linebacker would slow play out quarterback to pitch. So he's already on a line where if he could force the pitch, follow the pitch to the running back, and then get support from the safety. That's one way to play it. Because what happens is they get an extra blocker inside. It's all math.
Yeah.
But beating your head against the wall, it's just stupid. No, football's math.
Yes.
They're getting a +1 inside to take care of our extra hitter.
Right.
Which is where they're getting the advantage. So let's take and add a +1 where they're adding a +1, and then let's move one of ours. It's -1 outside.
Right.
And with a better angle.
Yes, and I think athletically we probably have somebody that can.
Definitely, we have several of them.
Yeah.
But number 21 has shown that he will knock your head off.
Yes, he will.
Just that kid's head wasn't in that helmet.
Yeah, I was supposed to say we were worried that the kid's head was in the helmet.
Well, it's Halloween. Getting close to Halloween, you never know.
It is. And speaking of Halloween, we're going to have you with us, I believe, down as we go to Brownsboro.
Yeah, I look forward to it. I've gone and done some clinic work on working with the crack crew here, and so we'll be in good shape.
Very good. And so it'll be Halloween night. No telling
it'll be the 26th, won't it? It'll be the 25th.
No, I thought it's Halloween night.
Next Friday. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Wait, this is the 18th. Oh, this is today the 17th?
Yes.
Okay, I guess I'm wrong. I thought Chris Walton's been saying it was Halloween night.
There's where you made your mistake. You listen to a guy who leaves his phone in bathrooms. A lot.
All right. Y'all want to talk about Camp Uwani for a second, or did y'all do that already?
We did.
Okay. What's the saying?
Where a better youth arises, the fun never sets.
All right, that's good, folks. That's our Colonel Matt Gregory here for our halftime analysis brought to you by the aforementioned Camp Uwani. We'll hear from them when we come back. It'll be close to time for the Center Rough Rider Band.
The following fine sponsors back our area teams all season long. They include Batters Law Firm. When your case matters, it's got to be Batters. Portacool, keeping you cool with the new Apex series. And Sandy Cox State Farm, your county-wide good neighbor.
Serving our communities for over a century, Farmers State Bank continues to meet the financial needs of East and Central Texas. With roots that run deep, Farmers State Bank serves as a source of financial strength to meet the needs of our neighbors. From a comprehensive range of financial products to individual service, we remain dedicated to being a true community bank. Farmers State Bank, improving lives and fulfilling dreams.
When it's broken, it's got to be fixed. You've got to get from one place to the next. But wouldn't it be great if you didn't have to take out a loan to get it repaired? Don't worry, there's East Texas Auto.
Here at East Texas Auto, you can be reassured that your vehicle will be well taken care of and serviced, as communication and transparency are our #1 drivers.
Find them on Highway 96 North.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Farmers State Bank halftime show. It's now time for the Center Rough Rider Band, brought to you by East Texas Automotive. If you're prepared to watch the band, we'd like to thank our Piney Woods volleyball sponsors who bring Tuesday night volleyball on the NETSN. That's Sharon Nelson Medical, Dr. Deborah Worsham Dentistry, and, of course, Camp Uwani.
I think it's important to note the time on the clock there.
Yeah. I know we talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And all right, and now we go to the CHS Band. Sorry about that, folks. With its final dress rehearsal performance before tomorrow's UIL marching contest, and we will be joined by our narrator, Chris Watlington.
Next week, big dog. See you tomorrow at Brown.
Longview High School to compete in the UIL marching contest. Tonight's the band's last performance before the contest, and the script will be the same as it will be tomorrow afternoon. The next band in Conference 4A, the Center High School Band. Their program includes Precision Fanfare by Ray, Carrollton March by King, the Parade of Champions by Yoder, and Honey Boys on Parade by Cubero. The drum majors, Mary Lee Cobb, Azul Figueroa, and Eliza Leon. You may begin your performance for the UIL Region 21 Marching Band Contest.
right, folks, that's the pride of Shelby County, the Center High School marching band, as they get ready for contest. Coming up tomorrow afternoon around 5 o'clock. So now it's going to be time for the Sweethearts of Shelby County, the Chaparrals.
And now, enjoy the CHS Chaparrals.
This is the office of Dr. Anna Shirley. This is Dr. Anna Shirley. Along with Dr. Nicole Fishbeck and their amazing staff, it's easy to see why they were voted best in Nacogdoches. From the modern exam rooms to their comfortable lobby, when you're at Dr. Anna Shirley's office, it feels like home.
Tonight, the girls will perform a Polar Jeans the song 5150.
All right, everybody, that's the everybody, that's the Sweethearts of Shelby County, the Center High School Chaparrals. Now it's time for our up close and personal, brought to you by by Border Poultry Supply, who's brought us up close and personal for a number of years. As Chris Walton has sat down and talked to band director Chris Smith.
Well, Chris, it's, as people see this, about less than 24 hours to contest. As we're recording this, it's a little earlier. Generally, what's the status of the band as it gets ready for contest?
Well, it's the week of, so everybody's starting to fire on all cylinders. You start feeling a little urgency, we'll say.
Mhm.
And so the kids had a good rehearsal last night and a good one this morning as well. So we just keep on pushing.
The last the time I saw it at home, the Carthage game, I was distracted here and there, but what I saw I thought looked good. How was that one?
Yeah, the last game, the Carthage game, was our best halftime.
Okay.
Yeah, they pushed the tempo quite a bit at the beginning in the fanfare. It was warp speed, but they settled in halfway through and hit a good stride. So,
well, good, and that's important
Yes, sir.
for those are dress rehearsals, I guess.
That's exactly right.
For them to kind of look good. We have, by the time people are seeing this interview, we just saw your final dress rehearsal. Talk us through what will happen tomorrow, contest day.
Okay, so we perform at Longview Lobo Stadium at 5:15, and so we'll open the band hall about 11 o'clock, start polishing horns and shoes and all that good stuff, and our process will continue throughout the day. So
Will you run it before you go?
We will run the drill before we go around 12:30, I think it is on my agenda. But yeah,
Okay.
we'll run it, get it run, and then load up and start the process.
So if I can't go to Longview, I can show up around 12:30.
That's right. You could, so maybe 12. Let me double check that.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
So, but yeah, you could watch it we'll just get a good clean run and then load the instruments.
Well, it sounds good, and I look forward to talking to you about it after you come back with the one.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
When you need supplies for your poultry farm, remember Borders Poultry Supply on Highway 87 South here in Center. The folks at Borders Poultry are ready to help you with parts for your brooders, chore time and rock cell feeders, and new drinker systems. Do you need a new incinerator? Are you ready for a new litter barn or compost shed? Do you need some updates on your poultry farm? Call 598-6297. Borders Poultry Supply, builders of quality poultry houses.
All right, everybody, it's time for the Shelby Savings Bank kickoff.
And what about the second half keys to the game from Ray Jones?
Finish.
Just finish.
That's just what everybody said.
That's
It's what Coach said, what the Colonel said, what I've said. Got to finish. There's nobody back. This could be a problem.
Riders pick it up at the 6-yard line. Bullard is there to shut it down in a hurry, and they pin the Riders back around the 7. That's where the Riders will start. So it's one thing to kick the ball and bounce it out of the end zone and get a touchback to the 20. Something else to kick it and have it bounce and die, and you got to scoop it up.
We have nobody back there.
What was the deal with that?
Good special teams play by the Bullard Panthers. The Riders will start with the ball, and let's just kind of mosey down the field for most of the third quarter and then punch it in the end zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's pop a pepper.
Let's do that.
And in hopes that exact thing will happen. Well, that's a good beverage. That's a quality beverage.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Riders from their own 7-yard line, beginning of the third quarter. Riders lead 15-13. Wolf takes a snap, and there's a big hole, and a nice run by Villegas to the 30, 35, and he's tackled somewhere around the 38-yard line. Well-executed play by the Riders on 1st down. When you're pinned back to the 7-yard line, you want a big run, and they got it, a nice 30-yard run. 1st down, Riders from the 38. Handoff again. Let's try this again. Grabbed, broke a tackle to the 40, and now up to the 44-yard line.
I would have sworn he broke a tackle from a face mask, but I was further away than the line judge, so I'm not sure. Oh, he threw the flag. He threw the flag right there at the 40.
There is a flag. Mr. Whiteat visiting with his buddy down there.
There is, in fact. I heard
personal foul, face mask, defense. Mr. Watlington, you spotted it.
I was right.
And you don't even have binoculars.
I don't. I just have
spectacles.
Corrected eye vision.
Yes.
That's right.
Where's that from?
That's from Dr. Collard, who is our
cameraman.
On the field.
Yeah.
And look, I'm going to get a good shot of him doing what he does. He's an eye doctor during the day, but at night he becomes our on the camera.
He's got the eyes on the field.
The eyes on the field.
15-yard penalty puts the Riders in Panther territory at the Panthers' 47-yard line. 1st down, Riders in the beginning of the third quarter. Wolf calls for the snap, hand off to Bluford. Bluford moves one way and the other and then hits the 45-yard line. Another helmet on the ground. That's 3rd one tonight. And flag, late flag.
Very late.
And Bullard is clapping. Perhaps that's something on the Riders.
You always know, big number 51 needs to know, the second guy is the one that always gets caught. You don't ever want to be the second guy.
All right, Mr. Whiteat says.
It's going to be on us, I'm sure. If not.
Let's check it. Personal foul against the Riders. Going to move it back. So the Riders got 15-yard penalty on a face mask and had it down, and now they're going to march it back 15. Back to the Rider 40-yard line.
So 2nd and a whole bunch.
2nd down and 23. Second down 23 for the Riders. I'm not sure what you call on 2nd down 23. You call a pass. Easton Wolf. And you throw it way down the field. And receiver didn't quite make it to the ball. It'll be Third down. Early in the third quarter, the Riders lead 15-13. Both teams trouble scoring, thus the head coach for the Riders, you heard him at the halftime. Got to finish. Getting in the red zone, got to finish. Third down and 23 for the Riders. Receivers on either side. Wolf goes left, throws back, and ball is caught, but then no gain on the play. Number 17 there for the Riders to touch the ball, Johnson, but no room to gain, and so it's fourth down. And the Riders, after a face mask penalty, or after a personal foul penalty, have to punt.
Yeah, that was a drive killer right there.
Riders take the opening kickoff of the third quarter, but they're going to second half, but they're going to punt now. Ball bounces to 30, and Bullard picks it up at the 24, back up to the 35-yard line. That's where they go out of bounds. Bullard defense holds Riders, and now Bullard will have their first possession of the second half.
So first down and 10 here for Bullard for their first possession of the second half. Riders start deep and they're on into the field after we didn't have somebody back there, and we run back and get the kick, but we start on our 7, have a huge run.
Yeah, 30-yard run.
To get it out to close to midfield. Then a face mask penalty gets us, kind of the edge of field goal range, and then a personal foul after a not much play puts us in long down distance. We're unable to capitalize.
First down, Bullard. They're going to run it on first down. They've got 10, 15, and about 18, 19 yards on a first down run. So both teams begin their first possession of the third quarter with a big run. First down, Bullard in Rider territory between the 46 and 47-yard line. Panthers line up with two receivers on the left, handoff, and the running back falls down and is tagged down. Just slipped and fell.
Turf monster got him.
Loss of about a yard and a half.
Clock is running under 9.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Bullard huddles up. Now they come back to the line of scrimmage. Second down, second and 12. 3 receivers in the game. Quarterback going to throw in the backfield and then let the athlete do something. Takes off to the 45-yard line and out of bounds at the 43. Third down and about 7 for the Panthers.
Riders smoked that one out.
Third and 8.
Thought our defensive end might have a chance to snatch that out of the air.
Yeah. On third and 8, Riders have an opportunity here to shut things down. Quarterback turns to the sidelines, now turns back. Snap, he's back to throw. Looking under pressure, throws the ball out. Ball is caught, first down to the 30 and then stood up, and for the 4th time tonight, a helmet comes off. Hard hit on that receiver as he was stopped and going down. So a big first down for the Panthers inside the Rider 30-yard line. Helmet comes off.
Oh, Atkinson.
Loughton Atkinson.
Yes.
On the stop.
Thought we had a quarterback sack there. We went right by him.
The quarterback was under some pressure and he had to scramble. Generally, that's a good sign where they have some kind of errant throw, but there was a receiver in the correct place.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Panthers were able to make it.
Impressed with the quarterback. He's had a couple of snafus, but in general, he's looked really well back there.
Right. Skaggs, quarterback for the Panthers, in the shotgun, first down. Handoff.
Ooh, nice
good
hole
block,
there.
good spin move to the 20, inside the 20-yard line.
Washington, we missed it. You missed another one where we hit a guy so hard his helmet went flying off.
That's been all the rage today. That's 2 white helmets and 1 purple helmet. Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
We've had 4 helmets come off.
Oh, really?
2 and 2. Second down after an 8-yard pickup by the Panthers. They've got the ball in the red zone. Handoff again, coming to the right. Met immediately, number 4 for the Riders, Vidrine there is to slow him, and with a little help, stops it, shuts it down.
Jace Radney gets up from the bottom of the pile again.
Yep.
They're marking it third down. Boy, it's so close.
Right now they are, but let's see if they don't make that change.
Again, the Panthers in the red zone. The State Farm, Chris Mayfield red zone.
3rd and inches, and are they going to measure?
I think they might. While they're bringing out the change, let me say, talk about inches. Life oftentimes hinges on just a matter of inches, and that's why you need good insurance. That's why you have folks like Joe Bill Mattier at JBI Insurance, who has not only protected people through the insurance business, but he has also sponsored and supported Rough Rider Sports since we started this live stream. Thank you for that, Joe Bill. You can trust the folks at JBI.
Measurement is out here. They're pulling it tight, and the Mr. Whitehat says first down.
And I'd just about as soon not have 3rd and inches if I'm the defensive coordinator. Let's just go ahead and flip and move the chains and start over. Hey, I went outside to take care of some official business, and the temperature's dropping.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like fall might actually show up this year.
Wait until Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe we hurt fall's feelings and it wasn't coming.
All right, first down after the measurement. 2 backs, give,
bam,
and tackle right off the bat. Good stop. Grant Gregory there with the stop, number 15 for the Riders.
That's what the Colonel talked about during the Campione expert analysis, was how to stop that option play, about changing up how you defend it.
Grant Gregory must have been listening because his dad said it and he did it. 2nd and 9.
Second down and long for the Panthers. And the snap is bobbled. The quarterback falls on it, is able to cover it back up. Loss of about 2 yards. 3rd and 11.
Right, can the Rider defense do it again?
Big opportunity. Absolutely huge opportunity. And we talk often, we joke about the Colonel and the captain on the field, but Gregory, who you see there on your screen at the end, he is so football smart that, that what his dad talked about, he also understands it, made it that first down stop.
All right, on 3rd down and 11.
Oh, my,
fake
well
and
designed.
throw out to the left, caught, first down, or stopped right at the first down.
I think it's going to be.
I don't think it's going to be short.
He's going to be just short.
Yeah.
Man, that was well designed.
Over on the other side of the field. Hard to see that, but 4th down and 1.
Counselor, you're right. Well designed. Talk about why.
I mean, we flooded the guys and had everybody over kind of the middle of this side of the field and just snuck that running back out on a flare. They're going to kick the field goal here.
Yeah, I was going to say they've been down here before and they're 0 for 2 in this part of the field, so they have a guy that can make a 25-yarder with a good snap, and they'll take a 1-point lead if they make it. Low
snap, and the holder picks it up. He's scrambling, and the Riders make the tackle at the 25.
Whichever team loses this game tonight is going to kick themselves in the rear.
Yes.
Because both teams have gotten into the red zone and have just shot themselves in the foot. But the team that doesn't do that from here on out is going to win this game.
But you have Wachapa missing a field goal who is dead on all the time.
Yeah.
You have this man trying a field goal, and it's a bad snap. I mean, it's just
Yeah, I think there was something with the snap and hold with Wachapas that affected it. And a lot of it's been from center to the quarterback or center to the holder. Snaps, the most basic heartbeat of the game, have been problematic for both teams.
One of the center's the most important player on the field. If you don't get a good snap, nothing else is going to work.
I've always heard you say that. I've always heard Matt Gregory say that.
All right, with the Panthers closing in on the end zone.
Well, if the Colonel says it must be true.
Must be true. That's right.
And we're unable to convert the field goal. The Riders are going to take over. The score remains 15-13. Snap, give, and it's Villegas hits the middle, still pushing, now finally tackled, but he did fall forward for about a
4-yard gain.
We'll call it 4.
That forevermore didn't look like a 4-yard gain. That's just like you feel like, well, that came. Bullard wins that one. It's
Riders
4 yards.
going quick.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We're going to snap the ball fast on second down. Easton with the snap, handoff again. Big hole. Villegas pushes through to the 40 and up to the 45-yard line. Big first down. Ray Jones Chevrolet first down for the Riders.
Yep.
Nice fake by Wolf. I think he held the linebackers as he came out, and that allowed Villegas, who difficult to see, snuck through there and made a huge run.
All right, from the 45-yard line, 1st and 10 Riders. Handoff again. Villegas trying to find a hole. This time he's grabbed around the ankles for a short gain.
Well, that's great, though. Villegas turned a loss or no gain into probably a good 2 to 3 yard gain.
2 yards. 2nd down and 8. 4 minutes to go, third quarter. 3 receivers, 1 back. Give again. Villegas making his way through the middle, just trying to find room to run, and got another couple. Maybe close to 3. We'll call it 3rd down and 5.
And a big moment in the game. 3:37 to go.
Yep.
In the third quarter, neither team able to score. You know, a bad snap on a field goal attempt, as close as anyone's gotten. So trips left for the Riders on 3rd down.
Here we go. Riders need to convert. Wolf back to pass. Throw. Ball's
Got him.
caught. Barnes.
I love the pattern. There were three people in the pattern. One going deep, one going intermediate. That's the one he found. One short. And then they had a back moving around for just a little screen pass option. And he found the exact right one for the first down.
Barnes to the 44, first down. Wolf going to keep it this time after a fake handoff. And he's around the left, down the sidelines. See where they mark him out of bounds. At the 37.
There was a receiver trying to get to his block as he was rounding the corner. If he makes the block, he couldn't quite get there in time, then it might be a touchdown. It would certainly been a big gain.
Wolf did a good job. He had a guy right on him from the beginning. He gave him a stiff arm and was able to get by him.
5-yard pickup on the quarterback run. Handoff this time. Villegas comes left and then turns, immediately goes up the field, and is about a yard short of the first down.
That was all on
2
Villegas.
yards.
I mean, that was Stone block. I mean, Stone just stopped, and he's able to shift direction.
It was actually a full stop, turn, go.
Yeah.
You know, he understood if I take another step, it's going to hurt.
Right, but instead he goes the other direction and goes against the grain and gets within a yard of the first down marker.
3rd down and 1.
We're going to bludgeon
Hand off
him
to
here.
Bluford. Now Bluford gets down to the 25-yard line.
The Bluford bludgeon.
Bluford bludgeons Bullard. Hey, Rob, this is the kind of drive you were talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, take up a lot of the quarter, burn time off the clock, but you got to cap it off. You got to finish. 3 receivers left. Hand off to Bluford again. Bluford lowers his head and punches through.
Oh, big gain. It didn't look like
it.
it.
Yeah, inside the 20.
Yeah, 7-yarder as we get to the 2-minute mark.
We get to the Chris Mayfield State Farm red zone.
Yeah, you're darn right. And several Ray Jones Chevrolet first downs.
Hand off to Bluford, who tested the middle and didn't find anything. Moved to the left a little bit and got to the 10-yard line.
And that's a
1st and goal.
Ray Jones Chevrolet.
First down.
Riders turn to the sideline. They've been going hurry up. Now they pause just for a moment.
Just outside the 10. They're going to say it's 1st and goal. See, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I wish it was 1st down and 10. we get a first down just inside the goal line.
All right, Bluford again, who's trying to make his way, has about 4 yards.
If I was
second goal from the 6.
I think if I was Coach Brown here, I wouldn't try these fancy passes. I would just Bluford bludgeon them.
Keep the bludgeon. Well, this is it. Finish. This is where it is.
All right, hand off to Bluford again. He is up around the inside the 5, maybe down to the 3. Looks like where they're piled up.
A late push from an offensive lineman that gets across the 5 to the 4.
To the 4, that's right. Third and goal from the 4.
We're going to bring in Villegas in. I like that. I'll just give it to him and let him do his thing.
Well, let's see what the Riders call here on third and goal from the 4. And Wolf back to pass. Nope, he's going to give it to Villegas, and Villegas is in for the score.
And it looked like he sold the pass.
Touchdown, Rough Riders.
Batters Law Firm is your first choice in personal injury law. Jeff Batters and his staff lead the way in the area with best of Nacogdoches and best of Lufkin votes over the last several years. If your case matters, it's got to be Batters. You know that Ace Hardware of East Texas is all the hardware you need, but there's a lot of other things they have too. Fun things for your camping trips. Fun things to wear when you go outside. For the 4th of July barbecue, to the housewarming in the fall, to your Christmas shopping and clothes for all year long, it's Ace Hardware, the helpful place of East Texas.
Everybody, we get ready for our Shelby Savings Bank kickoff. Chris Wallington, these are the ones that we like because we are kicking off after a score.
Finally, the coach probably talked to him about finishing at the halftime adjustments. Riders come out for the Shelby Savings Bank kickoff. So the last one kicked into the wind, and it was a short, and it allowed the Bullard Panthers to make a return. Let's see what Weechapa does here. And here's the kick. The line drive kick. End over end, it is fielded.
Oh, this is probably a mistake.
Caught it at the 3 and then ran into the end zone and brought it out to the 15.
Yeah, trying to make something happen, but didn't. By the way, when we get to the end of the quarter, our intrepid reporter, Rain Smith, instead of going to break, we have him with an interview with Mr. Smith after their last big performance, and that'll be interesting to see what he had.
Yeah.
And a really good halftime show. I thought both bands did really. I was impressed with the Bullard band.
Bullard's legit.
Both bands did a really good job.
Yeah, I think they both look good, and I just hope they both can march dry tomorrow.
Right, sure.
All right, but focusing on the matters at hand, huge series here for both teams. Riders, like you said, Wallington have a little bit of separation here. If Bullard takes the ball and goes down the field and scores a touchdown, then we're right back in the soup.
Yep.
But if we can get a stop, we can look at starting to put these guys away. It's going to be a
screen
pass
from the 16-yard line, and it's about a 5-yard play.
The defender caught him from behind and got
number
pulled along
14, Keithan Horton, in on the play. I believe that was not fooled from the linebacker position.
All right, back to pass again. Looking, quarterback under some pressure. He's going to scramble, and they bring him down.
Not quite a sack. He's going to gain a yard.
Maybe a yard.
That's how the third quarter will end. When we come back, it'll be 3rd down and 4 for Bullard. But we'll keep it here, and I'm calling the field right now. You hear that phone ringing. we'll see if we can get him. There you are, man, with our band director, Rain. Take it away.
Yes, sir. All right, so we're here with Mr. Chris Smith, who's got a UIL regional marching band contest tomorrow. When does that start up for y'all?
5:15. 5:15. We take the field at Lobo Stadium.
Lovely, lovely. Y'all be sure to tune in. So, is there any stress working towards the first marching band contest this year?
There's always a little stress when you're dealing with 220 teenagers, but the kids have handled everything really well. It's been a pretty easy year as far as that goes.
Lovely, man. Absolutely. All right. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, Ray.
Stay tuned.
That's good.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Best of luck to them tomorrow, and we have probably enough time to take a break if you want to.
All right, we'll hear from a sponsor. We'll be right back.
The team at McAdams Propane is committed to fueling generations of East Texans. And the work Billy Bob and Lisa McAdams started is growing under Josh's leadership. What began in Center has grown into Livingston and Marshall, Henderson and Carthage. For propane, it's McAdams.
All right, here we go.
All right, folks, here we are, 3rd down and 3, and Mr. Whitehat tells them to hold up. They're about to snap the ball and said, hold up, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not sure what they're talking about. All right. Here we go. All right, Mr. Whitehead said, let's go. 3rd down and 3 for Bullard. Handoff, Riders, and the running back falls down.
Boom.
That's a huge play for the Panthers and the Riders. And now it brings up 4th down, and the Panthers this deep.
I think you got to
you bring the punt team out, and yep, here they come.
I mean, they're 2 scores down.
Yeah.
But where they are near the red zone, I don't think they have an option. And Gregory was the guy on the stop there.
Yeah. Well, you know, the thing is, Bullard just doesn't know. They might tick off a 30-yard play here, but they can't be guaranteed that they're going to get 4. So this is the right decision.
All right, 4th down and a punt team for Bullard comes out.
Unless the fella,
disappointing for them.
Yeah. Unless he snaps it into the end zone. We'll see.
Well, a little bit of a high snap. Punter's is scrambling. He didn't have time to kick it, so he's going to run with it.
He's not going to make it.
Tackled, and the Riders down him inside the 20-yard line. Huge couple of plays for the Rider defense and special teams. And the Riders will have 19 yards to go for a score.
All right, well, so he didn't knock his helmet off this time, but that was Cody Atkinson that made the play.
Another big play for Atkinson.
Well, but and let's go back to snapping. I mean, it's
exactly. It's another
that time
snap
the
issue.
punter, it rattled him because the ball didn't come right to him. By the time he got the ball, and then he just couldn't get set.
Yeah, and made a good decision. Almost made the 1st down. But
yeah.
Keyword almost. And the Rough Riders start out at the Chris Mayfield State Farm red zone.
All right, we're in the 4th quarter, 11:07 to go. Riders could now really put a little bit of distance between.
Riders lead 22-13. Wolf hands off.
No, he's going to keep it.
Nope, he's going to keep it. Wolf around to the left side.
That's going to be a
touchdown. The end zone. Scrambling touchdown. 19-yard run on a quarterback keeper.
Did you get it?
Touchdown, Rough Riders.
That's right. So Rough Riders are going to go up 28-13 here. But yes, there was a great fake. They're going to do it. They're going to run a second.
On the 2-point conversion attempt, snap to Wolf, who's headed to the end zone, but it is no good. So it's 28-13 Riders.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll look at that Wolf touchdown again right after this. You're watching the Rough Riders versus the Bullard Panthers here live on NETSN.
Part of Watson & Sons Funeral Home is Oak Lawn Memorial Park Perpetual Care Cemetery. A beautifully cared for facility, far enough away from town to feel private, but not too far away. Watson & Sons, they're a family taking care of yours. Over the years, most of us have collected a lot of stuff, but
Where is all that stuff? Down home. So when it starts piling up, you go with Down Home Storage, climate-controlled place for your down home stuff.
Everybody, welcome back at yet another Shelby Savings Bank kickoff. And there it is.
A short kickoff. Bullard takes it on the run at the 22 and is tackled around the 42 for about a 20-yard return.
That
looked a nice tackle. Number 8 for the Riders.
Yes.
Patrick Moore makes a senior for the Riders, makes a nice tackle.
It looked a bit ominous there when he broke the. Hey, a score from our district. Carthage is struggling with Athens. They're up 27-21 in the third quarter. It's a one-score game.
Yeah.
Now, my expectation is in the fourth quarter, Carthage will outscore them 21-0. But usually by now in district, Carthage is resting their starters. So maybe Athens at number 13 is a little better than we thought they were. Or maybe Carthage has the flu. I don't know. But a game there in Carthage.
First down for the Panthers from their own 44-yard line. Quarterback throws and intercepted and dropped. I mean, it was right there in the hands of Cody Atkinson, and it was right to him.
Oh, Cody. He's really good at tackling. He may not have good hands, but
he just wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to beat himself up on that because that was going to be pick 6. That was green grass and glory, fellas, and
that
was
may
just
have been why he saw a little bit too much green grass between him and.
Well, he was good. That was going to put him in the Center Motor Company Player of the Game.
Absolutely.
Second down, fake, quarterback back to pass. Now he's under some pressure, scrambling. Throws it and to the sidelines, looking for a receiver on the side.
It should be no catch.
And we're going to check that. Looks like no catch. Incomplete or out of bounds.
It was incomplete and it was out of bounds, but the receiver and the quarterback did exactly what they're instructed to do. When it's broken, you break your pattern, you come to the quarterback. Quarterback threw it where only he could catch it. The ball was out of bounds and his hands were not.
No,
it's hard to catch that ball.
Great coverage by the center rough rider. And not to sound like the Colonel, but the right tackle got away with a hold.
On third down, back to pass. Scrambling again under some pressure. Quarterback got to just throw it out. Throws it up. Has a receiver coming back to it. Caught at the 15. Touchdown.
And another example.
Well done where the receiver came back to the quarterback.
Yeah, he did. And good coverage. But the adjustment beat the coverage. It was good coverage until the adjustment, and he just outmaneuvered for the ball. And Rough Riders now don't have a 2-score lead.
That's a shame because Riders had a lot of pressure, and that quarterback for Bullard, what's his name, Chris?
The quarterback is
Skaggs.
Skaggs.
Yeah. That was a nice job of him to get away.
Yeah, he was under lots of pressure and then just made that throw.
All right, extra point is good, so it's center 28, Bullard 20 after a 56-yard completion pass for the Panthers. And you're tuned to Rider Football on NETSN.
So if you need a new set of tires, Center Tire's the place to go? Check. What if you just need one tire repaired? Check. But what if your car needs an oil change or it needs to be aligned? Check and check. It's all there at Center Tire. People come to Covington Lumber Building and Supply because they have home construction projects, and one of those, plumbing projects. Covington's got you covered. They have the showers and the tubs to get you started, and they have all the different fixtures and lots of different choices to round out the project. Then they have the tools that you need to make things happen. It's all yours at Covington Lumber.
All right, so it's another kick.
Another weird kick, but fielded.
It went quick. The Riders are through. It's going to go all the way, baby.
Shelby Savings Bank kickoff from the Panthers to the Riders. An odd kick. Riders take it on the sideline, and it's Bluford all the way back for a kickoff return around the 25-yard line, so about a 75-yard return.
Great stuff.
That's what we call touchdown.
Touchdown, Rough Riders.
Yes. Absolutely could. We'll see if it does, but they fought their way back, got within a score, and then boom, the Rough Riders take an odd kick that goes between the front line and the returners, pick it up and score. I mean, almost untouched.
So when we say odd kick, it's the way Bullard lines up for their kickoffs. And so it just looks strange.
And they don't kick it deep. They kick it over the first line and hope to go get it.
Yep.
And almost have made it a couple of times, but this time, did you catch the number of the runner?
Yeah,
Bullard.
Bluford.
Oh, that makes sense.
You just don't want to give Bluford. It's the second time you've done this.
I desperately want to. I'm just disabled.
All right, here's a snap for the extra point attempt, and it is up and good. It's center 35, Bullard 20. Your Tuna Rider football on NETSN.
Hey, y'all got a dirty truck.
Well, then take it to Joe's Car Spa for a spa day.
At Joe's, they make them shine.
And they're standing by to work with the community.
They was elected best of Shelby County this year, and it's called Joe's, but it probably ought to be called Reed since Reed Grant owns it.
So, Billy Don, when it's time for your car or truck to have a spa day, where do you take it?
I don't know where.
All right, buddy, welcome back. It's time for yet another Shelby Savings Bank kickoff. Riders up 35-20.
Rough Riders proving to be resilient, 35-20, after giving up the kick that, the drive that made it close again. But here's the big news over in Carthage. Athens just took the lead on Carthage in the late third quarter, 28-27.
With Chapo with a kick, and it's a short end-over-end kickoff. They're trying that was fair catch.
And that's the way.
At the 28.
That's what they were hoping we'd do. Instead, we just ran it 70 yards.
Yep, 75.
That's the way it's supposed to go.
So the Panthers will take over on their own 28, 27-yard line with 10-13 to go in the ball game, and they're down 15.
Just to put it in some perspective, Rough Riders up 15. They were picked by 21. If it stays like this, it's about what the experts would have expected. Athens is number 13. They go to Carthage, and Carthage is just beating everybody. And they have Carthage is 27 points favorites.
I'm watching the purple guys do some kind of antic on the sideline here. My son, Zach Payne, and then you have Phoenix Kugler and Todd Gregory and the mascot. Even though they're throwing the ball and incomplete, almost picked off by the Riders, hard hit. On the field, incomplete.
We wanted to get the thing, but it took them too long. They're trying to throw one of the purple people in the air,
and they're trying to do it again.
Yeah, I think they're just practicing now.
Yeah.
They're getting it down.
Yeah, in fact, I think that's Zach.
Oh, really?
Up in the air. Yeah, but anyway, they're going to let him back down. They're having a big time. And those guys, shout out to the purple guys and the mascot. They do a good job. Have fun.
I got your health insurance paid up. That one.
Todd Gregory, Phoenix Kugler, and Zach Payne, plus the mascot. Not supposed to say his name. Oh, quarterback was hit, but the ball was snagged and then broke a tackle down the sidelines. And finally, Riders drag him out.
Hey,
number 16 for the Riders, Kason Greer, with a touchdown-saving tackle.
Touchdown saving. We might ought to talk just a second about the quarterback.
Huge play, but his quarterback was hit.
And still made the pass, and then the receiver broke a tackle, and these guys pretty good.
First down inside the Rider 45, and there's some movement.
5.
Yeah, and that may have been a cadence problem from the quarterback. Not sure, but
first and 10 becomes first and 15.
There's the quarterback who did such a great play on the last one just to have a 5-yard penalty on the next first down.
Inside of 10 minutes in the ball game, Center leads 35-20. after the 5-yard penalty. It's 1st and 15. Quarterback snap, takes it, throws it, ball's caught. Similar play to last time.
Yeah.
This time he's grabbed. Helmet comes off for the 5th time tonight.
It's a Rough
as
Rider
initially
helmet this time.
Bracaden Robinson makes the initial stop, and then several of his other friends come in to help out.
Man, they have run some version of that play about 4 or 5 times, and it has worked every single time. So they're going to get back all that penalty yardage back, plus a good chunk.
Oh,
Make
yeah,
it
2nd and 2.
2nd and 2.
Mm-hmm. Great opportunity for the Riders to get a stop here on 2nd and 2. Fake again, throw, and nobody in the area.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the ball slipped out of his hand.
I think it slipped.
Yeah, so incomplete 3rd down.
The quarterback was wiping his hands afterwards on his jersey. Played such a good game, and then stuff like that. 3rd down and 2. Big play for the Panthers. Really bigger for the Panthers than the Rough Riders.
Be a great stop here for the Riders on 3rd and 2. Handoff coming around the right-hand side.
We got stopped.
And
nice job, Riders.
They're going to make the Riders make the stop right at the line of scrimmage, 4th down.
Yeah, no gain. Radney, number 54, in on the play again. He's going to get at least an honorable mention player of the game.
Yep.
And there you go, 4th and 2. That's what we're looking at.
All right, some personnel changing on defense. Here we go.
And they're going to throw.
Skaggs throws, ball's caught, 1st down at the 30, and scrambling in down the sidelines and stopped inside the 5.
Quarterback has guts from Bullard because he knew he was going to take a shot.
Yeah, it was of certainty, and he got the pass off, and a good run by number 10. Who's number 10? He's a big old boy, over 6'2" or 3" and compact. What's number 10's name?
For Bullard?
Yeah, I've been watching him play.
Gavin Skaggs.
Okay, so it's
sophomore of the, I assume, the cousin or brother.
Cousin or brother. So they could be, if we were Bullard announcers, it might be the center motor family of the game.
We got a flag on the play?
All right, we thought he got inside the 5, stepped out of bounds, so it's 1st and goal from the 10.
There was a flag against the Rough Riders. It was declined.
There we go.
So deep in the Chris Mayfield State Farm red zone.
All right, 1st and goal. They're going to hand off, and the Riders make the stop right around the 5-yard line.
Form tackle. Should have known. I mean, just picked him up.
You don't have to ask.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Maybe just inside the 5.
Yeah.
2nd and goal from the 4.
Negligible gain.
2nd and goal from the 4. Snap, quarterback looking to throw, has some time, scrambling left, looking again, under pressure, and scrambling right, looking, throwing, and drop. Out of the hands of the receiver.
Had him.
They had a score earlier in the game in that same area. This time the receiver couldn't bring it in.
Yeah.
3rd and goal.
He had the receiver. It took him forever. The receiver that he threw to had broken his pattern, designed to go left across the quarterback's eyes. And
looks like we're going to take a quick break here, fellas. We got a timeout on the field. We'll take 1, 2. We'll be right back.
Hope Community Medicine is a nonprofit faith initiative with the primary mission of providing quality health care to the people of East Texas, regardless of race, religion, socioeconomic status, or ability to pay. At Hope Community Medicine, they want to be the leading deep East Texas care provider recognized for their outstanding patient care, innovative technologies, programs, and medicines, as well as a highly motivated and distinguished staff. Hope Community Medicine, founded in faith, focused on family.
The team at McAdams Propane is committed to fueling generations of East Texans, and the work Billy Bob and Lisa McAdams started is growing under Josh's leadership. What began in Center has grown into Livingston and Marshall, Henderson and Carthage. For propane, it's McAdams.
Everybody, welcome back. It's going to bring out 3rd down and goal from just inside the 5.
Yeah. All right, 3rd and goal. Couple of big plays for the Riders. Back to pass, looking again, scrambling. Quarterback wants to run it in, and he's touchdown.
And he's just good.
Yep.
He's just good. We tackled him, but he was able to keep his balance until he broke the plane. if you fall down into the end zone and hit purple, that's a score. And so the resilient Panthers will not go quietly.
Extra point attempt now. Good snap, good kick. All right, 27 for the Panthers, 35 for the Riders. You're tuned to Rider Football on NETSN.
Hey, y'all got a dirty truck.
Well, then take it to Joe's Car Spa for a spa day.
At Joe's, they make them shine.
And they're standing by to work with the community.
They was elected best of Shelby County this year, and it's called Joe's, but it probably ought to be called Reed since Reed Grant owns it.
So, Billy Don, when it's time for your car or truck to have a spa day,
Have you sustained a bone, joint, work, or sports injury? Problems with mobility or movement? Suffer with pain? Contact Azalea Orthopedics. Our specialists serve patients across East Texas. For proven, trusted medical care, you have a choice. Demand Azalea.
The Friday night lights are shining, and we are teaching driving. CDL Training Academy is your resource to a better career. Come and get trained and get tested right here in Henderson, Texas. CDL Training Academy. Visit our Henderson, Texas office or online at cdllearn.com.
All right, so here we go. Panthers again with the fake.
Then they're going to spread out, aren't they, on their Shelby Stadium may kick off. Now a normal setup. An angled kick. Riders will take it on the run at the 26, out of bounds somewhere around that line.
Rough Rider took it over his shoulder like he was catching a pass and kept it from bouncing and causing a lot of damage, but all he could do is kind of turn around and run out of bounds.
1st and 10 for the Riders, 7 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the ball game. Riders lead by 8. Be great to burn some time off the clock while you move it down the field and then pop it in.
Would be nice. Hey, want to say thanks to Danbert Collum at the Forge for keeping Shelby County strong, giving folks an opportunity to maximize what they got, their potential. The Forge on the square.
Wolf and Villegas in the backfield, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Villegas going to get it and run to the right, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, down the sidelines and out of bounds right around midfield.
He just couldn't quite get the corner turn.
Right.
Momentum was not his friend.
Yep.
Because otherwise, I mean, he had a shot. Now is it coming back?
Let's see. Apparently there's a flag on the play.
The way they're walking back, it's going to be a hold.
Holding Riders. Ding dang.
Ding dang. Well, while they are marking that off, we never really got around to hearing what the offensive goals were for tonight. Let's see how we've done.
Goals is just for our kids to be confident, to execute, and be consistent. We know what we can do. We've seen ourselves do it sometimes here and sometimes there. I think consistency and execution are the big things.
So what do you think, consistency and execution? How would you grade tonight so far?
I'd give us a B+ probably. I mean, I'd like to see a little more consistency.
Especially in the red zone when we were unable to convert. Of course, we have converted some as well. Big second down after that play coming back. First down.
1st and 15. Snap kind of low. They give it to Villegas. This time he's up through the middle. Gets back to the 25.
Yeah, didn't quite win the first down snap there. 2nd down and 12 for the Rough Riders. Okay, big offensive snap here.
All right, Wolf's going to keep it. He gets up close to the 30-yard line. Be 3rd down and about 7.
I think he got all the way to the 31.
6.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be 3rd and about 6.
Got the yardage we needed to make it 3rd down and negotiable.
Okay, let's keep this drive going, guys.
Here we go.
All right, Villegas is hit behind the line of scrimmage, and it slowed him down, and he got up to the 32-yard line. Yeah. Little scuffle on the other side away from the ball, but those guys break it up on themselves. 4th down and 4th down and 2. Okay,
Yeah,
4th and 2.
It's the kind of thing you could go for. What do you think?
I don't see a change in personnel right now.
If you were coach, would you punt here with a 8-point lead?
I think I would. I would line up in punt formation and do a fake.
Okay. Now, they are no fake to it.
Well, timeout.
Okay. And
Timeout called by us.
Yeah.
Yeah, center calls timeout.
Yeah, that was a smart timeout. Before we go to break, I would like to say thank you to Rough Rider Oil and Lube. You got to take care of your car, and Rough Rider Oil and Lube makes that very easy to do right there on Hurst Street. They also back the riders. The score, win or lose, will be on that board tonight.
Hey, you know what? We're going to hear from Diamond B.
Okay.
We went there for lunch the other day.
Yes.
Larry ordered him a pork chop.
Yeah.
That was as fine a thing as I've ever
so
seen.
So pretty, we actually took a picture of it for a future ad.
We're going to see it in a future ad. I had breakfast again. You had a breakfast
I had something called a scramble, which is just all the protein, no carbs. It was one of the best. It was so good for me, and it was very tasty.
I had just bacon and eggs.
Good enough.
But a bunch of them.
You did.
So it was good. Marty will set you. I mean, he makes crepes. Where else can you go and get crepes outside of France?
Yeah, you wouldn't think in that building all that creativity would be going on, but there it is.
It is. That's good.
Huge moment here. 4th and 2.
After the timeout, no change in personnel. On 4th down, Easton Wolf's going to keep it. Wolf to the
and he
50.
makes it.
Easton Wolf on a quarterback
It looks
run.
like Ben Wolf. It looks like 1990.
1997.
Easton Wolf with the score. Fake the handoff, keeps it, carries it in. Touchdown Riders.
And he angled it so that at the end of the run, he finished it off. Oh, everybody pretty excited about that. And, well, they should be. Well done.
Touchdown.
Was it 67? Is that what it was?
How
That's
about that?
huge.
Yeah.
It's a long way.
And that's the play of the game, I think.
I would think.
To this point. And after all that running, he catches breath and holds for the extra point.
Oh, extra point is blocked.
So now he gets to run it again. And throws it. And
well, not it. Oh,
no,
no,
then he fumbled it. Surely that's marked down. What an exciting two-point conversion to failure.
Let's see if I don't have the Wolf run here. We're going to look at this on the instant replay.
Yeah, watch this. He's just outrunning everybody, but then at the end, bam, he moves into the tackle so that he goes inside the pylon. That's good stuff. Thank you, Center Glass.
All right, folks, we'll be right back. Riders up 41-27. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's a Shelby Savings Bank kickoff, and these are the ones that we like because it follows a score by the Riders. Bullard and center just trading punches left and right.
All right, with Chapa with the kickoff, Shelby Savings Bank kickoff. He kicks it short on purpose. It's fair caught at the 29-yard line.
It's fair caught on purpose, I think.
5.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Riders lead now 41-27. The extra point, once again, was interesting and something to talk about. And but the kick was blocked, and
I think it was an unusual snap.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just have to see it again. Maybe he just fumbled a good snap, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
As an interesting question, I wonder if you can do a forward pass after a blocked. But they didn't call a penalty on it. My first inclination was you can't do that, but
Bullard going to the air on first down.
He's got his man.
And the receiver and the ball were almost in the same place, but not quite.
Just overthrew his cousin or brother.
Plum Crazy is Bullard's passing attack. Much better than what I anticipated.
Much better than advertised. You're right. Dennis and Plum Crazy Plumbing, we were not expecting that.
And that was a Plum Crazy set of plays down there. Wolf summons the ghost of his father.
That's right.
And goes.
And here's a plum crazy, Rob. When we were doing radio, calling Ben Wolf's touchdowns in 1997, did you have any idea we'd still be doing this when he had kids playing?
I didn't, and I guess I had a 29, 30-year flashback.
That's what it was like.
I called Ben Wolf running the ball in instead of Easton. So
easy to do.
Incomplete, second down and 10, fake the handoff, and then quarterback scrambling, and they got him.
Got him.
Inside the 20, big play for the Riders.
Hey, who was that?
The captain, Grant Gregory, with an assist from number 44.
And I believe Grant had a sack last week against Carthage.
He did.
Yeah,
he did.
Grant's been good in every game.
Right. Grant wrapped him up as the quarterback was trying to throw it. Number 44 for the Rough Riders, Christian Vasquez comes in and wouldn't let him throw it.
Going back to the air, and he's back there
got
again.
It again, number 2 in a row. Hey,
Grant
we may
Gregory
have
with
to
a sack.
Wait, look, check it out. That's his mom right there celebrating, and his grandma and his granddad. They are into it. 2 in a row.
How about that?
It's fourth down, so we won't get the hat trick.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can sack the punter.
Punter's going to have to stand in the end zone. Back-to-back sacks knocks the wind out of Bullard.
Yeah, that really did. They needed that drive, and Grant Gregory told them no.
Twice.
Yeah.
That's a no-no.
Yes.
All right. Bullard had to get some personnel on the field. They've got time to snap.
I mean, he wrecked that drive all
See what
by
happens
himself.
here. Punter has it. Good snap. It's a punt. It's going to bounce at the 45-yard line and kind of just die right there.
That's going to go forward. Not a good roll.
So the Riders will have the ball at the Panthers 45.
Yeah, relatively good kick from where he kicked it from the back of his end zone.
True.
Yep. 4 minutes to go in the ball game.
And
now, Rob, the 4-minute drive.
Yeah, that would be
score a touchdown with 20 seconds left.
And in our district, we have 2 very unusual games going on. This is kind of the normal one. Athens was ahead of Carthage. Carthage scored, went ahead by 6 points. The last time we heard, early fourth quarter. But the Rusk-Brownsboro game, there was no score forever, and we finally figured out the lights went out in Rusk. They couldn't play.
Look at this. Look at this. We have trips to the left, but they're lined up one behind the other.
So
trips to the right, I
for
should
the
say.
Riders, trips right, and they're going to hand off to Bluford, coming around to the right, had some blocking, and tackled after about an 8-9 yard run.
Yeah. What a play by Bluford. I don't know if you saw this or not, but a smart play.
Oh, it's first down. No,
didn't go out of bounds.
He got a
Hold
first.
on.
No, he didn't go. So the clock should. I don't know why the clock is stopped.
Yeah, that's it's running again. Yeah, good idea.
Because Bluford could have tried to push forward for the first down, but he could have gone. He would have gone out of bounds.
Right.
Instead, he just kind of gave up and fell down so to not stop the clock.
So it looks like a little
But now
confusion on the field right now.
Well, they stopped the clock for equipment.
No, okay.
So his efforts went in vain.
That didn't work out.
Are they
So the
going to
Riders
measure?
going to line up.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they're calling for a measurement. I don't know why we've stopped play. These officials done a great job here this evening, by the way.
They have.
I'd just like to thank
They have not really been a factor, which is what you want.
Yes. And they've called plays that, I mean, every penalty they've called has been
spot on,
accurate and affecting the plays. That's what you want from good officiating.
And that,
All right, now they're going to bring the chain out. Put my binoculars on it here.
It's going to be
first
down.
Yeah,
okay.
you can tell
They
Nose
just
of the ball.
Yeah. Just want to thank them. All the officials come out and do it just for them and give them a Larry Pierce.
Yeah, and you know,
come on.
The excellent Shelbyville Timpson game yesterday played
Yes.
on Thursday. Well, why is that? Not enough officials to go around and staff every game in the state.
I mean, there are a number of games on Thursday nights this year, not just in this area.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
the officials that were doing last night's game are also doing games tonight.
Yeah.
And then, of
Maybe
course,
some more too. You
have to staff games for JV, which are moved to Wednesday. I mean, it's a weird time right now.
First down.
Yeah. Appreciate all those folks that come out and do that.
Riders have the ball at the Bullard 29-yard line. I'm sorry, 34-yard line.
Got the trips again here to the right.
Stacked up trips on the right. Bluford in the backfield with Wolf. One receiver on the left. Snap. Wolf spins to the left. Now scrambling. Has a bunch of white jerseys in the back. Breaks one tackle, breaks another. Good block. And now they're going to grab Wolf and tackle him and sack him.
Oh, oh, my boy, number 64, just had a block of a lifetime. It ended up still being,
Oops.
and a late flag.
Uh-oh.
There's the guy that did good, number 64. It still ended up being a sack, but man, the first guy through paid for.
Let's see Mr. Whitehat. Unsportsmanlike against the Riders.
All right, so we're going to offset it.
But it still stops the clock, something we didn't really want.
Well, that was supposed to be a naked bootleg, and it did not fool Bullard. They had two players out there to defend that. I'm not sure if Wolf is going to tuck it and run, or if he's going to be looking to throw it.
They're going to stack up the right side again. 2nd down and 12. Be nice to get within field goal range here. 2nd down and 12. They're going to run it with Bluford. Bluford hits the middle. He gets to the 35-yard line, and that's about as far as he goes.
Going to be enough to bring up 3rd down and a long 10.
Be curious if I was Bullard, I'd probably use a timeout here.
Yep. Yeah, Bullard needs 2 scores, and the Rough Riders have a chance to go and make a 1st down and another score. So yeah, they need the ball quick. As we have the Bullard timeout, let me remind you about the Aurora Concepts post-game show. We'll do a lot of it live from the field. We'll talk to Coach Brown, and we'll talk to a Center Motor Company player of the game that Rob, and I don't envy Rob and the counselor to choose that player. There's been a lot of nominees that would be worthy recipients tonight. We'll talk to that player, and we hope to talk to one of our cheerleaders also. All that live from the field. A final scoring update and more analysis on the Aurora Concepts post-game show coming up just after the game.
All right, so big play here. If the Riders can convert this, it'll just about put this thing away.
They just might. Visitors just spent a timeout, so they only have 2 remaining.
On 3rd down and 11. Give to Villegas. He's going to look for room to run. Spins, but he trips himself up. It's going to be 4th down.
Oh, and a late flag.
And a late flag again. Tempers are maybe flaring.
Yeah, I didn't see. Someone may have stepped on Villegas. If they did that on purpose, that's a pretty mean penalty if that's what it is. I don't know.
There's no room for that sort of activity.
All right, we'll have to check the flag.
So there you go. That is probably going to be the last nail in the coffin for Bullard, but having to take time out so that Villegas, who was the recipient of that a personal foul, by the way, is kind of getting up slow. He'll come off the field, and we'll just hope that that's not something that's going to be a factor moving forward. The Rough Riders definitely need the service of number 22. You see there on the.
All right, timeout, Bullard.
Yeah, Bullard has timeout. Rough Riders collecting themselves over there in a huddle. Let's take a timeout if we need. Better not. Yeah, they've broken, ready to go. I'm sorry.
All right, 2.5 minutes to go. 2:37 to go in the ball game. The Riders lead 41-27. And after the penalty, the Riders are in
I'm not sure what the penalty was. I don't know if it's having to do with Villegas. It looks like he's cramping up over there. It looks like
it may not, yeah.
It looks like they're working on him.
I hope not. I hope that's not what it is.
Bluford in the backfield.
And please don't go and repeat that. I don't know, so I don't want people thinking poorly of a Bullard team that's played nobly and well and fairly all night long.
Yep. All right, from the 18-yard line, 1st down, handoff to Bluford. Bluford trying to fall forward,
Yeah,
refusing to go down.
They're absolutely expecting that, aren't they?
Yep.
Got about 9 people to stop the up the middle run.
Second down. Loss of a little bit there. Second down. Besides the penalty, the Bullard defense has done well on this series.
Yeah, they absolutely have. Timeout on the field.
I think there's a 2-minute timeout now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's an actual 2-minute warning in high school ball. Before we go to break and do whatever, you see down there, the twirlers have changed into their normal twirling outfits. They were in their military outfits to do the marching. The only thing they're going to get to perform tonight is sideline stuff because they sacrificed that for the dress rehearsal. So wanted to give them a little bit of a shout out there.
So a 2-minute warning, which is new to high school football.
That's brand new. That's brand new. And over in Louisiana, Rob, they have a rule that at least in the September game, at the middle of each quarter, they stop for a water break. Mandatory. They make sure these kids get plenty of water and don't overheat. I kind of like that, but it was odd.
A momentum stopper.
Just, what's going on? Is there a penalty? Oh, that's right. We're stopping for water. It's a water break, which sounded weird, but I think it's a good idea.
All right. From the 18-yard line, from the 19, from the 20.
Looking forward to hearing about the other games in our district, the late starter with Ruskin-Brownsboro and the nail-biter between Athens and Carthage.
Receivers either way for the Riders. Bluford in the backfield. Wolf, snap, give to Bluford. He's going to lower his head and go to the 15, to the 14. That's where he'll get to.
Deep. After several Ray Jones Chevrolet first downs, he gets into pretty deeply into the Chris Mayfield State Farm red zone.
Third down. Third and about 7.
Hey, there's a timeout on the play. Do we need to do any business? Are we good?
No, we're good.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. If the Rough Riders move forward a little bit and don't make the first down, what do you do on fourth down with the clock running down in the close to a minute? Do you even risk a field goal?
No, I think you run it.
Just run fourth down and don't worry about it.
Yep. That's what I think.
Yeah, I kind of think that too.
But you can do anything. You can pass. Here you run the football for sure.
Little action from the purple people. walking through the cheerleaders, which is smart. You want to get their attention as often as you can.
That's right.
Okay, on third down, after the timeout. That may have been Bullard's last timeout.
I believe it was.
Well, they're kind of putting all their eggs in this basket. Stop the Riders, get it back. You hear that siren?
Yeah.
That's
you think that's lightning?
Yeah, but maybe
that's
it's
on the music. Bluford is stopped. The Bullard defense stops him after a couple.
Yeah, number 23 for Bullard got in there, got his legs, and brought him down. It's fourth down and a solid 5.
So the Riders can kick a field goal. The Riders, I guess, take time out here.
I don't know why the Riders
take time out. So that's odd.
Because they're unsure about what they want to do.
I guess. But with a two-score lead, I figure if you just ran it down, give them at worst the ball on
the. I mean, you do worry about point differentials in the playoffs, and we're still within one more touchdown. These points could matter for seeding.
Minute 40 in the ball game, and Riders are discussing strategy.
Yeah, because I bet you he just found out Carthage has a shot at losing this game. That throws a big monkey wrench if Carthage were to lose a district game, which would be the first time they did it since Harry Truman or something.
Right.
It would be a lot of tiebreakers. If we could go and scrounge a victory against Athens.
All right, fourth down. Offense stays on the field. 4th and 5. inside the 15-yard line.
It's an interesting field goal.
There we go.
Yeah,
Field goal
you're right,
unit is out
Wallington. You called this.
Wichita comes out for the field goal attempt.
Well, we know we can kick a 29-yard field goal. It's just, can they get the snap? That's been both teams' bugaboo all night.
We got to get it, though.
Yep. Well, they didn't.
Well, I think the official wanted to reset
okay. There it is. Now we start the ticker.
Okay.
Good snap, good
It is
hold.
a good snap, good hold.
No problem.
It was still on its way
3
up.
more points.
Yeah. Well done by the kicking team. And those some insurance points. 44.
Like a 20, 24?
Kicked it from the 19, so that's a 29-yard kick. And I can't see the center score very well, but
it should be
44-27.
44-27.
So
you said we kicked it from where? The 24?
I thought it was 24. I didn't think it was. I mean, I didn't think it was a 19. I thought it was a 14.
I thought he was kicking it from the 19-yard line. Because they were on the on the 14, but they snapped it back to about the 20, 19, 20.
So, but they kicked it from the 14?
No, they kicked it from it'd be
no, where was the ball snapped from?
The ball was snapped from the 14. But
okay, it's a 14 and you add 17 to it.
That's 7.
So it's 31.
Yeah. Oh, 17, yeah.
10 for the end zone, and you're only 7 yards back.
I'm telling you, he held the ball to the right just a little bit of the 20. So
Ryder makes a 30-yard field goal.
I'm sticking with my guns here.
That's right. It was a
30-yard field goal.
Okay, I'll go 30.
Yeah. All right. Kickoff, angled, short, end over end, fair catch at the 31, and the Panthers have a minute 36. Riders lead 44-27.
Well, and these point differentials, at this point, it's unlikely Bullard can score enough to win the football game. But a touchdown here to decrease the point differential, again, could have an effect if there's a knot with a bunch of teams in one spot, whether it's first, second, or third.
I heard a score at the late game. They're in halftime. There's a 21-0.
Rusk.
Is it Rusk ahead?
Eagles,
and that's a little bit of a surprise, although Rusk is at home. I guess it's not a big surprise. So.
Bullard is out of timeouts. First down from the 31. Low snap. Quarterback picks it up. Scrambles right. Looking. Now can't find anybody to go with. Tripped up and down.
Couldn't stay up.
That'll be a sack for the Riders.
Number 33 for the Rough Riders.
Zamar Jones.
Yeah, good for him.
Gets the tackle. And the time is ticking.
Second down and 10. Back to pass again. Scrambling, grabbed, sack.
And that is
that the hat trick?
Yeah,
is that the hat trick?
I think that's Atkinson.
Was that Atkinson?
21, I think.
I thought it was Gregory, but we'll see.
Well, he's just now getting up out of the pile, and hurt his foot. It was Gregory. I'll be dadgum the hat trick. 3. Well, he gets 3 sacks, 2 on the same drive.
Right. He's fine. He was hopscotching off.
Yeah.
That's awful dexterous for a fairly big fella.
All right. Loss of 6. Third and 16.
Man, that makes the
back
player
to pass
of the game
again,
really
scrambling,
difficult.
looking down the field, trying to find somebody open. Hauls off and throws it.
That should be picked up.
Incomplete. Fourth down.
They'll have one more chance. They have to get to the 41 to keep the game going. That'll be 4th and 16. And I'm sure these guys will be playing center field.
33 seconds left. Be sure and stay tuned for the Aurora Concepts post-game show following the ball game.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. We get to talk.
Yeah.
The first time we've done a victorious post-game show in a while.
All right, 4th down, back to throw, looking right, and ball is caught.
Thought it was going to be knocked away. But
and for the first down.
Or intercepted.
Got beyond the hand of the defender, and they get the first down, which gets the clock stopped.
Ball's going to be spotted at the Rider 44-yard line, 43. 19 seconds and counting. First down. Looking to pass again. Wants to haul off and pass it. Scrambling and tackled
by Radney.
He was taking
around the 30-yard line.
Taking the chance he could get the first down and stop the clock, and he was able to do that. I don't know that. They were starting to move the chains, but then where they marked it, I'm not so sure.
Flag on the play.
Oh, okay.
That's why the clock is stopped at 5 seconds. Mr. Whitehat.
Oh.
Blindside block against defense.
No, that would be against the
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was pointing to the Rough Riders.
To the defense,
I'm not sure.
That should do it.
Yeah, is there a runoff or?
Yeah,
Just
they
don't know.
run it off.
In the pros in college, this game would be over. I don't know if the high school has that rule or not. There you go. That'll do it, folks.
All right,
Rough
folks,
Riders come
so
up
the blindside block was a call against the offense. The 10-second runoff within the last 2 minutes. There was 5 seconds on the clock, so that's the end of the game. And the Center Rough Riders win tonight, 44-27. Thank you for tuning in to the broadcast. Thank you for tuning in to the game. The game is over. The broadcast is not. We'll be back after this.
Farmers State Bank, un nombre que conoces y en que puedes confiar. Somos sus vecinos y compañeros comunitarios. Estamos comprometidos a cumplir sus necesidades financieras, proveyendo soluciones bancarias para sus préstamos, hipotecarios, comerciales o personales. Con 120 años de servicio a nuestra comunidad, somos parte de sus rodeos, hipotecas y festivales locales. Queremos que sepas que estamos aquí para ayudarte. Visítenos en fsbctx.bank o ven a vernos hoy. Farmers State Bank, mejorando vidas y cumpliendo sueños.
Tammy Steptoe is where realty becomes reality. How do you know? Every time there has been a reader's favorite contest in the Light and Champion, they've won it. Whether it's your modest home you're looking for, or maybe a slightly less modest home, or your dream home, Tammy Steptoe has it. Or maybe it's a lakeside getaway or property to start all over. You need to trust the ladies at Tammy Steptoe Realty and Center. The game is over. So now, the clinic, who provides players with physicals and with vaccinations, is ready to bring you the postgame show. The Aurora Concepts postgame show features something to smile about from Wyndham Family Dental, the Diamond Bee Cafe Pancake Blocker of the Night, and the Center Motor Company Player of the Game. So now we'll look back at the game. Tomorrow, let Aurora Concepts take care of you.
Welcome to the Aurora Concepts post-game show. And now, well, the final score tonight, 44-27. Riders lead Bullard. The Riders defeat Bullard tonight. Now it's time for something to smile about.
All right, Wyndham Family Dental, something to smile about. I'm going to go with Chris Wallington. He and I talked about this. Having Chris on the Mayfield up here in the press box, we've been lobbying, we've been in negotiations to try to get Mayfield back to come be a part of the team and maybe come down on the
Mayfield?
On the Mayfield. Because as we talked about before, he's the second best sideline reporter in the history of Rough Rider radio. And
yours truly, of course, the best.
Oh, well, I'm not.
Mr. Shires. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, you know.
Or any number of Broadway. I mean, it could be any number of people. But I think Mayfield has locked down the second position.
Hey, man,
right.
I can remember Mr. Mayfield catching those halftime interviews.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the challenges between he and I, who we're going to get him more.
Huh?
All right, so we got Mr. Wallington.
How much does Saxton?
Down on the sideline. So turn him down for just a second. We're here from Wyndham Family Dental. When we come back, we'll see what Washington has got for us down there on the sideline.
At Wyndham Family Dental, it's always about family. Their family welcomes you. Their family takes care of you. At Wyndham Family Dental, it comes down to this.
If you have something to smile about, smile.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It's the Aurora Concepts postgame show live here on NETSN. And, man, player of the game is tough tonight. I'm nominating Jace Radney, number 54.
I think that's a great nomination, and throughout most of the game, you heard his name called. He was in on a lot of tackles and was a difference maker tonight's game.
Right. And then we got
another nomination has got to be the quarterback.
Ben Wolf.
That's right, Easton Wolf. Several great plays tonight,
Yes.
and then running the ball in. I'm
Here's
going to nominate, though.
Well, hold on a second. One other thing about Easton, we talk about this, okay? He makes the mistake and throws the pick, okay? He could have just said, felt sorry for himself and just kind of moped off the sideline. No, he runs down and makes sure the guy doesn't score a touchdown.
Yeah.
And I don't think they scored on that.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't.
So you see right there, I mean, that's
character.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's really good.
So, but you have them, you have him, you've got all sorts of other guys. Of course, Atkinson always. But we decided
tonight,
the
hat trick
is going to do it. It's the captain himself,
Grant Gregory. Among other things tonight, 3 sacks.
Yes.
And close to being in a row. So, player of the game tonight, Grant Gregory, number 15 for the Riders.
All right, so Chris Wallington, are you there?
I am, in fact.
Are you ready to talk to somebody?
I'm ready to talk to Coach, but Grant doesn't know that he's the player of the game, but I think I can catch him after this.
Okay,
let's talk to Coach. Well, Coach, that was fun.
It is a lot more fun when you win and you execute and you do what you're supposed to do. And we, put up 40 points and still, I felt we left a couple on the board there, got deep in the territory, still just learning and getting over those little mental mistakes. But I thought the kids responded well. When you go on a 4-game losing streak and then you end that losing streak on just to be honest, just a straight tail kicking by Carthage, it's hard to respond back. And these kids out there, we had 9 kids out this week with strep.
Really? 9 students out with strep throat. That's unbelievable.
We didn't have a full team practice until yesterday.
That's great. Well, they look good.
Well, we were able to rotate in, I think, 9 different offensive linemen. We had 3 different groups, and so they responded well, and they weren't going to let anything get in their way. And our goal all week was let's go 1-0 this week, and we did it.
You tried to tell us Bullard's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not lying to you when I tell you that. It's not coach talk. I don't do that. I'm not blowing smoke. They got a dang good football team.
They were resilient. They stayed after you.
They bounced back and never quit, and they got down to a couple scores and just kept getting after it. So Coach he does an incredible job over there. He's actually worked here. Did you know that?
What's his last name?
Bullard.
The Bullard coach. What's his last name?
That's what I'm saying.
His name is Bullard?
I forgot him too.
Okay, dadgummit. I probably would remember him. Probably. I thought we were about to go into a comedy routine.
Coach
Bradford, okay. Coach Bradford.
Years ago, so.
I forgot to give you the mic. Okay, Coach Bradford, that's cool. Oh, well, thank you, Coach. And, all right, we'll be back down on the field, and we'll do some business while we go get our player of the game, all right?
All right, sounds good.
At Aurora Concepts, our team of doctors and advanced practice providers are highly trained and qualified in family medicine. We strive to provide our patients guidance towards the healthiest lifestyle possible. We offer a full spectrum of family medicine, including scheduled appointment, mobile vaccine units, sports physicals, and walk-in visits with no appointment. We accept all major insurances, including Medicaid and Medicare, and we also have the most competitive self-pay rates in the area. For highly trained expert care in East Texas, choose Aurora Concepts. Let us take care of you.
Yes, sir.
All right, now it's time for our Center Motor Company player of the game. There were lots of choices, Chris Wallington. We debated this. Jace Radney, number 54, is an honorable mention.
Honorable mention, Jace Radney.
Right. And, of course, Mr. Nasty, number 21. We had the helmet count for him.
Yeah, he knocked a lot of helmets off.
And then we had Easton Wolf with the big run.
Gage Vadrine, Grant gave Gage Vadrine the nomination.
Right. So we got all kinds of guys, but I mean the hat trick.
I think Jeremy Bluford and Jason Villegas and Easton Wolf should have got. They could have gotten it
on the offensive side.
Yes, Villegas.
I'm going to take it now and talk to our guy. You just had 2 back-to-back sacks on 2nd down and 3rd down. I don't think that's ever happened. Tell me about that.
Just playing my position, playing hard, trying to play harder than others.
What does it feel like? I mean, I've never sacked a quarterback when you know it's happening and he's fixing to fall.
The only thing going through my mind in my second one was how tired I was. So, but now it feels pretty great. I mean,
looking back on it, and you had some folks that came to watch your game and can watch you be the player of the game. So that's awesome. Hey, congratulations.
Appreciate it, sir. Appreciate it.
That's too much celebration. And thank you to our cameraman, Dr. Collard. Yeah, I was on the field, but I'm fixed to give you the mic. What's your tip for optometry today?
I think things are looking up for the center riders this year.
The optometry tip is things are looking up.
All right.
I'm send that back to you, man.
All right, very good. That's Chris Wallington down. We'll hear from a couple of our sponsors when we come back. We'll get more in the postgame show. I think we're bringing back season versus, that is. We'll be right back.
When you think Center Motor Company, Billy Don, what do you think?
Trucks, and more trucks.
They have pre-owned vehicles.
Yep, and a lot of them's are trucks from all brands, makes, and models. But the Ford trucks, man, they got a fleet of them.
Yes, they do.
Come on down to the corner of Hutcherson and Hurst, Center Motor.
JBA Financial Services brings you Coach Talk, and there's a reason for that. John Black knows that when you're preparing for an important game, you need a plan, and they'd like to be a part of the details, the X's and O's of that plan. He's put together a good team, a coaching staff that would help you and your family get where they want to go. At JBA Financial Services, they're working to secure your family's future.
At Aurora Concepts, we offer full-service primary care. And we provide physicals for student athletes for every sport. Aurora Concepts, let us take care of you.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It's the Aurora Concepts post-game show. It's time we go down to Chris Wallington, who's headed up. Chris, are you there?
I am.
All right, so we'd like to thank year-long Rough Rider sponsors, Ace Hardware of East Texas, Sitter Tire, and Covington Lumber Company. Also to our post-game sponsors, Aurora Concepts, Center Motor, JBA Financial, and Gaddy's Medical Supply, where you can get raised toilet seats. All right, so Chris Wallington, this time, I think Rob is already skedoodled.
Rob gone.
So I guess it's you and me playing season versus.
If we played Bullard 10 times, what would the record be?
I think 9-1.
Think? I think Bullard is good enough and resilient enough to where if we played, I think we probably have 2 games in us where we make enough mistakes where they would be resilient enough to win. So 9-1, 8-2. But
I think there'd be a lot of games that were one-score games.
Right. It's a pretty good team.
Yeah.
A pretty good team. So congratulations to the Rough Riders. Our final scoreboard, our batters law firm final scoreboard from our district anyway, 21-0. Rusk leads at halftime. And then finally in the fourth quarter, Carthage breaks away. And it's 42-27.
Yeah, they were
28. 42-28 and still a little bit of time left in that game. But it took Carthage a while to break away. Athens must be legit.
Yeah,
we get them on Halloween night.
I figured they were legit. So it's Athens on Halloween night, not Brownsboro.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I knew that.
Brownsboro next week.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what we have. We'll be right back to close the Aurora Concepts postgame show.
Nobody wants to be sick, but at least at Aurora Concepts, being sick is easy.
From their spacious waiting room to their experienced and friendly staff, they care about you. They listen to you. They're here for you. From start to finish, that's the experience at Aurora.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It's the extra point segment here, our final segment. Again, this is a Aurora Concept post-game show. One thing that Rob and I did not talk about was the DQ play of the game, and that's going to be the Easton Wolf touchdown.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, we had a couple. We had the big big kickoff return that really kind of stopped their momentum, but I think it was the Easton Wolf touchdown run that really kind of put this one away.
I completely agree. And congratulations to Wolf for that. Yeah, it was such a big offensive game. And then we didn't even have any offensive people that we were mentioning as far as player of the game. So what's your final thoughts, Counselor?
Glad to get this win.
Yep.
Again, it's a like every year Bullard gets incrementally better.
They do.
Incrementally better. And so I feel good about coming away with the victory in this one and get us to 1-1, go take care of business against Brownsboro, and then strap it on
for Athens. Brownsboro next week, they are behind in Rust. They're the number 72 team in the state, so hoping to go there and get a win with hopefully not a lot of trouble, but can't look past district competition. So, well done, Rough Riders. That does it for the Aurora Concepts post-game show. We'd like to thank our pregame and halftime guest, Coach Brown, cheerleader Kaylee. I didn't get her last name. Cheerleader Kaylee, she's a junior. Running back Jeremy Bluford and band director Chris Smith. Congratulations to the Center Motor Company player of the game, Grant Gregory. Tonight, final score, Center 44, Bullard 27. The Riders move to 3-4 on the year and to 1-1 in district as we look ahead to Brownsboro. Remember Tuesday night, everybody, join Stephen and me live at the pizzeria for the Nick Brown Show, brought to you by Sabine State Bank at 6:30. And now for sideline reporter Rain Smith, good job. For Captain Jay Matney and the Bowles Feed Blimp. For Colonel Matt Gregory with our halftime analysis, and for the excellent camera work from Mauricio, who is right. I'm fixing to get a shot of the cameraman. It's right there. Is he on it? Is that him? I have to
move up a little bit.
I got to pan back. There he is in the corner. That's Mauricio. Bad to the bone. And then over here is the doctor, Randy Collar. You can almost see there he is.
There he is.
Yeah, live from the press box.
Hey, think about this. In basketball, it's from downtown, the long three-point shot. In football, it's from close up. So Dr. Collar can take care of you whether you're far-sighted or nearsighted.
Oh, my gosh. Steven, sometimes you're profound. Well, anyway, he's worked on that a long time. For Mauricio, the Dr. Randy Collar, for the Counselor Stephen Shires, Chris Wellington saying, don't stop playing until the final buzzer. We thank you for watching the Aurora Concepts postgame show. We have a big thanks to our postgame sponsors, Dairy Queen, Wyndham Family Dental, Wiggins Family Farms, Center Motor Company, JBA Financial, and Tammy Steptoe Realty. And of course, Aurora Concepts, who says, let us take care of you. Stay tuned for the Batters Law Firm final scoreboard live from the Bowles Feed Blimp. We'll see you next week. Until then, it's first down and 7 days to go.
The proceeding has been a presentation of the Pineywood Sports Network, an affiliate of NETSN. God bless America, God bless our troops, and God bless each and every one of you.